hold out. I don't.
So from my pauses, the ramp
Does
tank
it have little
was
shoes?
taking between
She
30 and 40
won't wear
DPS,
shoes,
so
but she's
not much at
wearing
all.
a sweater. It's a cable knit sweater. It's snowing out.
Yeah,
It
so it
says
was a positioning
sleet
that he was getting turned on.
forecasted for the next hour. 25 degrees.
I'm guessing, but you'd have to pause
Snow
it.
slash. Oh, this is gonna be a really fun walk, Maya.
Yeah, he was probably turned on.
Okay, let's put a shaman and a druid on him, right? If we don't have enough clerics, we'll put a shaman and a druid on him.
Alive as you need me to
Yep.
be.
I don't think I'm on ramp this time.
I'll go up there and get behind him with a big ogre form too. Behind Mander. See if it pushes it back.
I'll post her and.
Oh wait, okay, so yeah, this is the one that topped the charts was from the Tron soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Up in the side chat is my dog. Her in her cable knit.
The hell am I having like a? Can't see it.
Sitting
Alright, I'm gonna come back later. Hopefully,
If she
give me that
wants.
rest.
She doesn't realize what.
Yeah, I'm still locked in as well. Yeah, we also can't.
Oh wait, I
can't
posted it in
read
the
all over
wrong.
the
I posted
place,
it in the wrong. I always do this.
Because he'll just start summoning
I've done it
creeps and
before.
shit.
I hate it.
Do this.
Are we getting
Okay,
an
now it's
Diego or just regular one?
My gosh, you guys,
You see that?
all over.
Stuff war.
Oh, I miss dogs.
You assist him
My
against
dog's
stuff
a
war.
hedgehog now.
Trying to go taunt it or
Little
something.
bitch.
Wait,
this is the
your dog is a hedgehog?
Yeah, he just spelled
I
himself, so
call
Margaret
it
Khan
a
won't work.
dog.
Oh, it's an actual hedgehog. That's so cool. I always wanted one of.
He'll man there, guys.
Kinda mean.
Or not.
I'm trying to get
Is
her
it?
around, but the other one was really nice. Could we get kisses? He was so sweet. This one I can't even clip her fucking fingernails.
How
That's
long
her.
the hedgehogs live? Oh my god, that's so cute.
They live
How
like
long?
6 years-ish, like 4 to 6.
Is that the worst thing? Can you reliably keep yourself torpor and like heal yourself with Pally and helping through rampage?
He would let me give him
I mean,
kisses.
some have a lot of hit points, right?
and he
Get
was
big stacked.
all.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're just trying to figure out, Danny, the knockback and stun part for the position.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Do you need Davin to like body block?
It makes this like gasping sound.
There's not the rate.
I know if he's good in his down flapped right now.
How bizarre.
Hope so.
Well, I didn't
Remember
get
that
funded.
song?
Yeah,
Someone's
this is
getting,
good.
someone's getting
But
you guys getting
back, sitting in the ceiling in the hot. I got all the words wrong. I got all of them wrong.
It's a 90s classic.
I think Klaus is probably gonna be the best candidate for this since he's so large already.
Alright, here's my old head.
Unless we can grow somebody
He
equally
likes
large.
everybody.
Well, I feel like
I could bring him
Dan
out
can
for
also
little
get himself in a
festivals,
position
and
like
it's a nice
Klaus
little,
is right now with
example of,
fighting stars.
what a cool animal. And this one will just.
I'm just worried about the knockback and stun. Because then these switches, we gotta figure out how to prevent that.
I think we just gotta let you build up enough fucking aggro that he won't quit. It's proximity based. It doesn't matter.
Ram, he's gonna knock me back and stun me for like 8 seconds, like what happened the last fight. We gotta figure out how to prevent that from happening.
We can have to heal the second tank when that happens. Just ogre wall behind you, one of the two. I don't know. I mean, that
I
is.
would absolutely like the.
I'm gonna try to proc on you right now,
or whatever it's
works.
called.
I mean, that's the fight, dude.
Yeah,
the stun
just,
and the knockback. Yeah,
I have
exactly.
to be in the right
So,
mind.
Get some heal rolling on me, and I'll see if I can. What happens when he knocks me back? I'll
So this
put a little
one,
threat into him, but not enough to bring his summons.
Who's the guy that directed Fear and Loathing and like Amelie and that shit?
And all I did was stand there and I taunted him, and he hit me. He stunned me right there and didn't knock me back.
Like
very edges.
Unique camera shit.
Alright, throw some heals on me.
Very distinctive, like.
Don't attack him.
Just like. Oh no, that was Terry Gilliam.
It looks like you didn't get knocked back there though when the other tank
That's not
did.
who I was thinking of.
Keep rolling on me for a second.
Roll chain on Colossus.
Wow, I just got smacked. Is he a rat?
Who does like very distinctive stuff.
Waddle needs some torpor action.
This is one that you could do.
I'm waiting for him to knock me back here.
Still macabre. Let me find this person. Have you ever
I
heard
don't
of the
understand
Cursed
why my
City of the Lost
clerks-
Children?
No.
They're getting rampage.
It's Jean-Pierre Jeunesse,
When
but
the
it's
ramp
got
goes
Ron Perlman
down,
in it. And he's
that's-
speaking French as best as he possibly can.
No one's
What's
going
it
down
called?
now.
The City of the Lost
Keep
Children?
big head.
Yeah. Here,
I'm still waiting for him to knock me back here.
Because this thing, actually, my kid is probably old enough to fucking
Yeah,
watch this. I'm
Cass
so
did by
fucking
now.
excited.
Yeah, I'm stunned right now, but I'm not knocked back.
Yeah, I see you getting.
1995.
Yeah, I think you're good. You're hitting us. That's why.
Scientist and a surrealist
Yeah, I think
escape
that prevents knockback. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I think
That's
we're
it.
good on that.
Good thing
That's
it was
that's-
full.
They just stayed on me this whole fight.
Except I'm off swinging at me right now.
But like the cinematography is
Lost the
stellar.
damage.
The tone and the setting,
I'm
the
at
scenes, and
50%
everything.
right
Oh my
now.
god, it looks like something
How
out
do
of
we
a
get a-
fucking crazy
How do
fever
we get
dream.
mile off ramp now? Or once you start just attacking, will things get better?
Well, everyone just camp out and come right back.
But we can't do a server.
No, ramp's about to die.
Or just
and like waste another 12 minutes. Ramp needs to heal before he fucking dies. Fuck away from it. You can't.
Wait, how old were you guys when you first watched like this? First like horror movie?
I'd have to rebuild all the groups again.
When I was 10, I watched
It also doesn't always have a main character screen.
really.
Well, then wait, I don't know what to tell you.
When I was
like
5
7
or
on
6,
New Year's
Ravina's
Eve,
gonna be on Rampage anyway.
in
Like higher on the list than
1994
my
on
family's full of
Laserdisc.
like
But
boomers
Ravina
that
wasn't
like horror
in there.
stuff,
Scared the
and it
fucking
was
shit out of me.
it was
So
the
I was
Friday
nine
the
inches
13th
full.
movie.
Like,
When I healed,
gave me nightmares.
You two have each other muted. You're talking over each other.
Yeah, I stepped forward and I was not on it.
Which ironically shows that you two have a common bond because you both emphatically.
Well, what if Danny gets behind this pillar and he gets a little further away where he's on a rampage with still in the
I think
Not rampage. It's still rampage.
That one scene in the
I was
Terminator,
standing
where
back there
Dyson's
and I was
house, and he just like
rampage.
shows,
Once
and he just like
people
cuts his
started
arm
dying.
open, like degloves his whole hand. That was, as a kid, that was like,
Yeah,
eyes
man.
like wide.
Dude, I was like 7 years old, and
Figure out who's on
yeah,
fucking rampage.
Yeah, that was great.
I should not have been watching that movie.
Sound. You hear this guy?
I think the first horror movie I watched was Halloween.
I used to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah,
Oh, me too.
love the fuck out of that show.
What was like the like powder that they put in their hair? Didn't they like
Yeah.
sprinkle powder?
Yeah.
I don't remember a single plot of that show though. A single episode.
Like, there's
I
no
remember
linear
that. I
progression
remember
of
there
the
was one
character
episode
besides just the
enough
new kid that
Naruto.
comes to town and they have to see if he's worthy of an episode. Like, he's
I
got to
remember
tell
that
a good
freaking me
enough
out.
story to see if he qualifies, and they got him. It's dramatic, but otherwise, the
Something to
only
do
thing
with
you have
film
is the
and movies.
great Cardano. That is the only
And not
like
sure
one
what
or
he
two
was
recurring
playing.
characters. That's Mister Sad. What the fuck? He was like a magician. He was always a
I wish I could
recurring
find
character,
it.
and he had this like Tim Curry look to him.
You did not jump off of me the entire last battle.
Kitty. Hey, you. Meow meow.
Alright, nice. He's reset. Now we should set up.
Oh my god, can I find Sardo?
Now he's on somebody. Who's he on? Assistant.
You know what I mean?
He's on Avena. That's perfect. Sign
Fuck
deal with
yeah.
Avena. We gotta get
So
our
when I
fucking.
take my kid camping, I would like do Are You Afraid of the Dark things with her.
You gotta make it move like a
Trying to
podcast.
freak her out.
We're having a hard time with this snake.
I know.
Lose some weight,
Dude,
Betty.
today, I'm not even kidding you.
I'll start
I
it
was
again.
texting them.
See if me being
Like,
shrunk, I don't get knocked back.
Well, I
Before they
was
got
not
picked up
shrunk.
from
I was
school,
over
I
form,
was
and I
like,
wasn't.
like, we'll be a little bit late, but they're in the car right now.
Right.
And then they get home, and I'm like, texting them like,
Alright, guys,
I'm
good luck. I
at
can't
school.
get
Are
back
you
on.
in the bathroom or something? Where are you? It's trying to like freak her out, like there's a doppelganger or something.
Yeah, that sucks.
They weren't impressed at all.
If you missed it, getting a signal from all the other clerks.
Terminator
little
2
bit.
wasn't actually a horror movie, though, but it scared the shit out of me. But the first horror movie I saw was probably Scream.
I've never really gotten into horror movies, but I mean, like, isn't it kind of a type of deal where you've seen one and you've seen them all?
Okay, I
Because
got
they're all
11. I
basically
think
the
it's
same,
bad.
like
No, I would say
No,
jump
not.
scares and everything.
Yeah, I
there's
put
like
my level up.
twists
Do
and turns
exactly
and stuff
whatever
in
you were
certain
doing
movies
last
that
time when you were doing like
to make
that.
them unique and
Alright, shut the
rewatchable.
people above you. Get the other over to
Yeah,
the
also
Okay,
other line.
actually,
Halloween versus like Nightmare on Elm Street.
We were
Those are
kind of
like two
partying,
very
right?
different types of
Yeah,
horror. They kind of creep you out
like
in
they
different
actually
ways.
managed to spook
No,
you
you want Marcus
without
Lauren, they
just
go down to
resorting to
free
jump
market.
scares.
No, he goes down to
Halloween
no
is
point.
kind of yeah, because Halloween is just this guy who's like invincible, just walking around with a knife, killing people.
If you get low,
Is that the one
run
where they're
out,
like on
go
a
get a spot.
like a camp on the beach or something?
If you want, I want
That's
to move
Friday
over
the
to the left.
13th, I think.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I think that's
Alright, we ready to start
that
rolling
and
shit?
Paranormal Activity were like the only two I've ever seen, and I was like, all right, I've seen enough of this genre.
Yeah, declare heavily, right? I got a curse on me right now. But that's it.
Yeah, go for it. You know,
Lunges and sticks.
Like,
There
okay,
was
think of
this.
like The Ring. Was The Ring jump scary? Yes, it had jump scares,
That's
but
where
the
No, that was
horror of The
suspense
don't
Ring,
bother,
thriller,
take care of the control.
mystery.
Under
Yeah,
this, so you go right back on it.
it's a different kind of creepy, right?
Better
So
off
it
putting
jumps,
like
it's
Laura
yeah, more
Blast and shit
suspenseful.
under.
Yeah, what's that movie where they videotape
Maybe a
the
druid damage
ghosts
shield.
at
Blair Witch
night
Project.
Definitely
they're
throw
Oh yeah,
asleep?
damage shield on that causes.
Mage
it's probably what
damage.
that guy said. Paranormal Activity, right?
Oh yeah, Paranormal. Yeah,
Kill him or make
that
it back in.
actually
Yeah, sure.
did kind of scare me because they did it. It was really well done how they did it.
I got kind
Just
of
like
creeped out by the movie
No, it did
Signs.
not.
Like the beginning.
yeah, that when that came out, that was actually like really good.
Dude, I had fucking nightmares for over a year from that movie because of the scene where he's like looking out the window in the dark and all you see on top of the roof is like this dark outline of the fucking alien. I like literally could not look out the window at night
Is
for
it with
like
the cornfields?
dude,
Like
for
when
like 2 years of my life that movie fucked me up.
If you're tired, bud, you wanna go to sleep?
Cause I was like, I was pretty young. I don't remember like how old I was when it came out, but it gave me fucking nightmares.
It was like 2003 or something. It came out.
To this day, like I don't like looking out the window at night.
Make sure don't forget the bumps. But do it. I can't. I'm gonna need to heal the top up on ramp. And there we will do. Before we get this going, that curve is slowly eating away at me.
I noticed if you keep a gun by your bedside, the windows get a lot less scary.
Yeah, does that help?
It does. I recommend it.
You know, the movie that freaked me out the most that I couldn't bounce back from, even though I was watching like horror movies when I was a little kid.
I'm sure Maduro had one. Didn't help him.
what was it?
I watched Ernest Scared Stupid in the movie theater, and I got so fucking freaked out at the troll when he was like under the bed with the girl, and like it was the creepiest. It was the pretense that freaked me out so much because like Ernest was this character that was like a TV show and he like did movies and stuff, but he was always this dundering idiot that does good and like it's a safe thing that never has any stakes. And like this is the first movie where like there's stakes and it's like kids are disappearing and they're all dying and like 30 years before they all disappeared and died too and like there's a fucking troll under a bed and like the girl thinks she hears something under a bed because it's all suspenseful and like it's all that music like.
Yeah,
And she looks under the bed, and there's nothing there, and then she sits back on the bed, and it zooms next to her, and the troll's on the bed with her, and she goes. And it scared me for fucking. I had to have somebody go to sleep with me. I was so fucking scared.
That reminds me of the Brave Little Toaster. That one fucked me up for years.
Ooh, that's a good one to get you. The fucking air conditioner, right?
I couldn't eat toast for like a couple years after that.
Doesn't sound like a very intimidating title.
No, but it's some fucking heavy ass shit. Don't let the title fool you.
Martin, your
Dark.
micro in Rust has gotten like insanely good. Your micro in Rust has gotten really good. Like the mouse speed and everything.
Are you a high sensitivity gamer, Martin?
Yeah, APM. Yeah, I guess the game would call it APM, action per minute.
He's just gonna have to arrange it. Now the clerics are getting healed to one. No, Bean's gotta get in there. Yeah, Rampage is going everywhere because I'm in range. Now the clerics are all dead.
Okay, he's not below 99, so he just back and start again, or no?
Yeah. Clerics dead? Yes. Rampage needs to be in there with. I was already in there. I was already in range for ramp.
It's because it didn't get cleared, and he's still running off of his last.
Memblord and reset.
Yeah, but there was so much time in between when we Memblord and that happened. We need to just, before we start, Memblord, then start.
What happened?
That's the only way we're going to be able to control that shit. The only way.
Well, it makes sense if who blanketed it.
I didn't. You guys said it would reset before you can cast it.
Oh. I think Chaser did it. Or Davin, one of the two.
I'm pretty sure we used to like set ramp before we even came into the room. Like we'd all be at.
I was set on the first attempt. Not being able to just camp out and quickly come back in. You can't do that. Dude, I'm
And half the range will fucking TC and be stuck in the screen.
Upset little monkey.
But didn't someone just say they did get a successful Memblor? Didn't someone just say that?
Couldn't we just go to the basement right now and just go kill the shit down there and not worry about this one right now?
I know one little monkey who's very upset.
So the cursed cycle is much higher than this.
This is the easiest cycle in here, dude.
It just comes down to working out your strategy, and
What the heck?
we'll get there. Green Cube says he landed in Memblor.
Yeah, but
They got Memblord, and then people got back on the aggro range over here busting them off.
Exactly. So what we need to do, get everyone set, then we Memblor, then the tanks go in, and they'll be able to get the aggro. It'll be easy. It's getting all funky because we're sitting around healing while it's on aggro. People are doing shit while it's aggro. And of course your brain's gonna lose this. If we can Memblor, then there's no reason not to do it like that.
you see the cat?
So then blur it, and everyone get out of LOS except for Avina. Set up the tanks, they can run in later.
Just do it before we get this all.
Yo, Jonathan, what is this Minecraft mod?
It's called Greg Tech.
What's the
We're not ready to go. It doesn't matter. You gotta wait. You gotta blur. Once we're ready to go.
Dude, I have like an autistic friend who's obsessed with
Everything going on right now is causing.
Yeah,
there's like different
Different
like technology tiers.
Yeah, that's perfect. I want perfect right
There's
now.
like
Yeah.
a voltage system in the game, so like 4 volts at the lower tier equals 1 volt at the higher tier, so you can like convert energy between the technology tiers.
Have you ever
The hard issue is we can't even start the fight because of that ramp.
Yeah, this kind of gave me Factorio vibes. This is like Minecraft Factorio.
Yeah, but you have like a bunch of chemicals you have to process with all these like distillation towers and stuff. If you do ore processing, or like you wash the ore, then you send it to the gold to manufacture and like send different stuff through like these blast furnaces.
Just like he's off to saying, if Avina gets aggro now, then I can walk up behind it and position myself. We can start.
Which was like
as
a
soon as
3D
this
version of
right now,
Factorio.
plus we're ready to go. Are you ready to go right now?
System and
Waiting at the
Right now, all sorts of fuckeries happening with ramping.
and like
calm down. We're waiting at the waddle still.
Sometimes
You're sitting in line of sight. You can't
form, you have to send it through a vacuum freezer to cool the ingot down.
Yeah.
It won't change
Different
now.
like plastics, like there's
It will, because people will buff Avina.
Yes.
Don't buff Avina. Or heal Avina.
Benzene,
And then it'll be set on whoever's next.
There's
But Rampage only ever hits the first person.
Yeah, once it's set,
He's
it's
done.
Yeah, he looks far.
Wait till Dwaddle's good, and then we'll member it again. And then Avina can start, get aggro, and then we'll go in.
This is Minecraft mod
the
where
fight.
you like build fucking like technologies, and then you scale up. You build more advanced technologies.
Yeah. And the resources scale like very like exponentially, where like each tier you go up, it's really hard, and then by the time you get to the end of that tier, then it becomes a lot easier, and then it's a struggle to like break into the next one, and then once you have all the technology for that, it's good. I'm kind of at like a bottleneck because the next tier up, I have to use this assembly machine where like I can't just throw stuff in a crafting table and craft it. I have to put each item in one of these slots in the correct order based on the recipe, and then
You're in
this
about 2
machine
minutes.
takes like 30 seconds
Go ahead
to
and
craft like a
memblor it.
motor or like a
And then Avina can get that first aggro. And then I'll go in behind it.
Where are you
and then we'll
playing?
start rolling chain.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass.
Right.
It's kind of laggy.
Good.
Okay, well, Mandir and Glaza both need to get topped off. They're both girls and
Why
dying.
did they rename Office to Copilot?
We're always
AI.
every minute.
Not only did they name the Copilot, they named the Copilot app. It just sounds so corny. Like, the full name is so corny. But yeah, they just want to integrate AI, so they made it easy for like the boomers to like use it in a way where it's like all in one place.
The slop must flow.
I think Avina's has to stay in line of sight as a. Once Avina sets Rampage, he has to stay in line of sight of it while Colossus gets in position.
There's like different temperature tiers and stuff too, and like different heat capacity of the coils on the blast furnace.
Wait for Colossus to get in position.
I will do that as you give it
what's your
3
mental
root
model for what
gestures.
AI is good at and what it's not good at?
Now let's start this up.
Alright, when we're ready to start this,
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said.
What do I use it for?
What do you think that technology is good at doing, and what do you think it is not good at doing? Or have you ever thought of it that way?
I mean, I just think of what it's good at doing for me. Like how I can use it in my life. Like I just use it to do my homework.
Yeah,
bro.
He's got Avina targeted, but that doesn't mean to take off
What you guys doing?
Do you think your brain's gonna get cooked?
How you doing?
Hi, Sarah. Oh,
Well, like
there's so many
I
people
need
in
to
here.
stimulate my brain
Hi,
in
Julie.
some other way to prevent it from atrophying. I think most people my age are like way dumber than like the last generation, because when you genuinely like have to think, use your brain like zero for like years and years and years, your brain is gonna atrophy. Like it's not like they're like reading books or intellectually stimulating themselves in their free time. They're just watching TikTok. And it's like
You're the
really,
smartest,
really
dude.
dumb.
You're so smart. Hi, Martin. Hi, Mike.
Henry is pretty smart.
Yeah, and y'all should write And y'all should write with all left hands as much as
Very
possible.
smart.
Who killed you?
Keep a V
Name?
If I don't get instantly gratified, I don't do it. Let's fucking go. Who's with me on that?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Instant
Great
gratification.
if you knock me up, but not
Has
back.
anybody had this mysterious illness since Christmas? This
Yeah,
cold.
I do.
Oh,
I think
A
I'm
lot of
getting
people
over
have
it
it.
now.
Do I sound
Shit,
hoarse?
COVID.
Sarah, do I sound hoarse?
I'm back.
You really do. You kind of sound like Taylor right
He literally
now.
knocked you up and over both of us.
You guys gotta jump when he knocks me up. Time it.
Sorry.
So good
Another question
spite.
though: are you down with the sickness?
Yeah, I am down with
Man,
it. I've been sick ever since
You're jumping me right back to set.
I went to go see my family for Christmas, and when I got on the plane, everybody was coughing, and I figured I was doomed then. I always get sick on plane rides.
Commander's down.
COVID 26.
Yeah.
Let's
It's like
fucking go,
when it
bro.
lasts long, people are saying.
We're pretty late in the game. Our biggest thing is the standoff with this other base.
Yo, we
Yeah,
need
me too.
another COVID, bro. I want some more stimulus checks, okay? Let's all pray for COVID. Point
No,
2.0.
Okay, here's an AI
The
challenge.
rioting was fun. It was funny. Like all
It's your
online.
puffs. You need to be the Sigma
So
closest.
be fun to
Guys,
stream.
And Hilo and puffs.
Trump tariff stimulus check.
Coley gets no deal.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, defensive is now up.
Has anyone
No
ever
chance coming through.
What were you saying, T12?
I have an AI challenge.
Go to your left a tiny bit. Go up.
I'll believe in AI if it can
I'm
answer
stunned, but I'm gonna try.
find this answer for me.
No, you're good right
I
there.
have a part with an assembly number by a private manufacturer, and it's not in public supply chains that I'm aware of. I want to buy it.
Try jumping that shit in ChatGPT. See what it gives you.
Get that spot.
It's like, yeah,
Oh,
this looks like an assembly number for a part that might be
She
made
went
by
from almost full
a
health
third
to
party
nothing.
supply chain.
I don't know who's going to be on Rampage
Wait,
now.
can you repeat that? You
He's
said you
not
have
gonna
a
be
part
around
with an
right now.
assembly number
Like,
from a
oh,
private manufacturer, and you'd like
like
to
I'm
buy
getting
that part?
Yeah,
way
like
to the
somewhere
sky here.
someone has outsourced the manufacture of this part to some,
Someone let him.
company
But it's
Heal
not in
puffs
public
guy,
supply
guys.
chains.
that I'm aware of, that I've been able to locate.
Yes.
Yo, I literally fucking healing Pascal. Like, shut the fuck
If
up.
you are
I
gonna
want
use
Claude to buy
ChatGPT,
it for me. That's what I want.
oh
Or whoever.
Claude.
On ramp.
Well,
Chat-
wouldn't it be
ChatGPT.
easier task to just find it first? So like, if you
That's what
gotta,
I want from
if
the
you're gonna
AI.
use ChatGPT, the only way to do it is the research mode, where like the deep think or whatever. Or no, not the deep think, like the one above deep think, where it's like.
I probably do have to use China GPT. It probably is in China. Is there a China GPT where I can find real things?
DeepSeek maybe,
Yeah,
but
but
I
we're
don't
not
know if it
gonna do
browsers
this.
a Chinese.
I think I got
a cousin for you.
We gotta figure out Rampage. I don't understand. Apparently,
China
at the end,
number
the
one.
healing, like the cut DPS,
China
like
number
your DPS
one.
to take care of
Wait, how would you find the part based on the assembly number?
I don't know. How would I find the part based on the assembly number? There's a sticker on the part that says assembly. There's two halves of it. Well, there's multiple parts of it. Some have assembly, but somewhere someone makes it.
Does it have a hyphen? Is it like delimited where it's like a first part hyphen, a second part?
Yeah, I can give you the number if you want.
Nah, bro, you gotta tweak and figure this out on your own.
Shit, bro, if GPT can't help you find that shit, I'm not gonna be able to help you.
It's
Jeez.
given a multi-step process. You need to let me know if this is slop or not, T12.
What's the damn
Alright.
part?
Okay, so it may not have
So I
been
put
Oh
in
Well,
shit,
you
we
gotta.
got Mike.
You want the part
Make
number,
sure-
Mike?
I got hit around like a beach volleyball.
Big Mike.
And the sky
Can beat.
just bounced
Slop as a
around.
service.
Nice.
Slop as a
Sure.
service.
But I'm also might be right. We might need to just
We actually
I-
use
deal with
that
the
for
knockback
his
and
conversation.
have
That's so
clarity.
I will reverse my. I will
Like heal Mander and
I will bend the knee to
So what do you
AI
do
if I
now?
can find.
Or you guys can get
If
out.
I
You
can
don't need to
find
keep
me this
fighting.
part.
Yeah,
I would
Mike's
do.
Well, I insert Google Images.
Yeah, just get out.
Too, but that's just me.
Okay, so look, this is four
What
steps.
is it?
Any
Post
of
a
this
picture.
useful?
I'm working on it.
Nah, bro, you need to put a bounty on it. There's not enough motivation. Like, put as a reward. If we find this for you, like, what's the motivation?
Like, something. $10.
Yeah. Yeah, like something like Nitro.
That's a good idea.
In the back.
You might want to turn it into like a PNG so you can remove the background for that.
Is it like a little chip that goes on a board?
It's a mechanical piece for pulling line cords out of stuff. Fails. It's a part that goes on like a $40,000 circuit board and makes a $40,000 circuit board fail when the die cast part.
Is it like a plastic connector?
It's metal.
Just overheal it. Yeah.
Even if you find the supply, what makes you think they'll sell you just one of them? Usually they have like a minimum buy order or something.
I'll buy a minimum.
Really? Like what if you had to buy 1,000 of them?
Picture the part, man.
It's a main chat. I
It's
a main chat.
You could contact the manufacturer and then find out who distributes the parts on their behalf.
I don't think they'd want to tell me.
Fun about managing that ramp,
but I could.
And healing the ramp tank,
Look,
and then
Perplexity
just
claims a
keeping
70%
the 2 or 3
success
tanks that
rate
are
for this
swapping
method.
aggro up.
So
okay.
Just keeping those 3
That's an
tanks.
injection mold part, dude. You didn't say it was injection mold. That's not die cast.
Wait, but that's plastic.
Die cast.
I would.
You telling me I'm holding? I know when I'm holding metal in my hands. Not holding metal in my hands. It's fucking painted.
Oh, is it painted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You might be small.
I thought it was
Are you
plastic.
sure it's metal?
I believe he does.
Feel my bones.
You can't just put that right into Google. I feel like if you just put that right into Google.
Well, yeah, die cast. That's gonna be. I mean, that's a custom part, dude. Like some low volume custom part.
Yep.
You could 3D metal print it, dude. That's what I would do.
All right, according Google Gemini.
$40,000.
All right, to start the conversation, Google Gemini says it's a exhaust muffler assembly for a fuel injector.
That's certainly not what it is at all in any way, shape, or form.
All right, 1 point for AI is fake and gay. 1 point for AI is fake and gay.
What Gemini did you use?
I just dumped it into like Google search, like the
But
most.
maybe you gotta set it to thinking mode. You gotta.
You gotta.
Look, you gotta.
Step aside. Yeah, step aside.
You gotta start at the first rung. First rung of the ladder is Gemini Slop for all the goys.
Makes all the goys happy.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
My girl said wipe slop earlier.
I know it's gonna be a tough one. That's why AI is gonna solve all my problems. I want this as the problem. I want it to solve right now.
Wife slop.
Good to back in.
How funny is that?
That's very funny.
They're appropriating our slop, man.
There's everything slop now. There's probably incel slop. There's cell slop.
Thing.
My culture is not your slop.
Goy slop. It's just like some powder coated die cast thing, dude. That's gonna be a tough one.
I know.
Classes.
Yeah, I would just 3D print it, scan it, and 3D print it.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that if you read all of this and then you submitted a photo to it, that you wouldn't be able to find where to buy the part.
Wait, how big is this thing? Is it like the size of your hand? Your palm?
It is.
It's pretty big.
Let's see. Each half of it is just under 4 inches.
Would it be related to an imaging system from Power Logic?
It's a handle.
Logic.
I saw that come up too.
Okay.
The Logic is very well known tech company.
It's the extractor handle for an Arista Networks 78,000 series switch.
Oh, you got 78,000, John?
Heal on there.
7,800. Off by.
They're dust.
This might be too autistic for AI.
Yep.
Personally, what I like to do is like know what the end result is that I want and ask ChatGPT like, what information do you need from me in order to get to this end result, and then go from there. Oh, I guess I guess that's the response.
Well, can you give us an example?
No, don't give us the
Bro, that
example.
was so clear. Why would you need an example?
Are you worried
Talk
that
more.
that might
Who am I consenting?
that might kind of give the machine like almost like a hint that it takes too seriously, where it like ignores the reality and just tells you what you want to hear?
So next time we try this, I want to bring in 6 clerics.
I mean, yeah.
And rather than setting
Yes,
a
Queenie.
female on rampage, we send in the 2 warriors.
Also known as Yas.
Split the chain onto the 2 warriors, and have them be the rampage and the main tank. That way, when one gets knocked back, they'll still be on rampage.
Alternate, which is rampage.
Yeah.
I think we just overheal this. That's right. We'll just split the chain and.
They wanted a real answer. What they got?
4 chain on each one is a good idea. That way, it's all the damage is contained to both main tanks. That's smart. Yeah, that's what we'll do.
Yes.
Can we blanket this, please?
I might be able to repair it by hand. I might be able to weld the fractured diecast piece back together.
Maybe everyone get out of
I've not welded diecast aluminum before.
Yeah, getting out the roof's really not a bad idea.
Bitcoin's going up.
Is there a trap behind us?
Yeah, people are excited. They want
Yes.
more. They want more coups.
She's still blanketed
God,
though.
I can't. I'm not surprised, but come
Bitcoin's
on.
Give him another coup.
Wait, I just read some article. Like, there's
God damn it,
So we'll be able to try this again in 3 days then?
Cost to mine goes down. Cheaper energy.
Cuba. Pick one on the map. I don't care which one. The Bitcoin to go up.
Are the rally markers the Greenland and Cuba you get?
If
Marco
you have to be.
Rubio.
Did you guys see the Colombian guy was like, he was like, come get me, and then someone asked Trump about that, and he's like, sure, yeah, why not? Let's go get him.
God.
Says
Well,
They
Trump
said like
has
Cuba
also
didn't have
landed
anything worth
2026
taking.
8%.
So good that Trump doesn't see something like the Cuban guy insulting him unless someone asks him about it. Like, I don't think Trump would see something like that. Oh, Colombian. What did I say, Cuban?
You
Well,
did.
we drag the corpses in this other room and
Like
right back in
angry
this
people
room.
text him like, "Did you see this Cuban shit?"
Do you think he would see it otherwise?
He
You're just
has
gonna
a
let him say
phone.
that?
So Curse
You're
is
gonna let him say that?
supposed to be harder,
I
but
have a
it sounds
feeling that
like
Trump is
it's not, we don't have to
monitoring
worry
a lot
about
of
balancing
situations.
aggro and stuff like that.
His
They
job.
have that
He
picture.
really only knows
They
what's
have that
So
picture
His
floating
they
money.
hit
around
harder.
of them sitting
Some
like
of
in the
soul,
planning room with
things of that
a
nature.
copy of Twitter open
If we're
with like
tanking
a
spanking
standing
conditions,
start
we might be
at a
able to do that in
swivel.
the future.
Cursed.
Yes, they're
For
monitoring
us
it.
to be able to do
It's
those
just like
instead
me,
of trying
fam.
to figure this one out right now.
He's just like me.
Well, you guys got a lot of them, the damage is spread, so
Let me find, where's the
we just stay more clear.
Oh, dude,
What?
that turret's so easy to break. What server are you on? I'll
Neil's
fucking
fine.
take that out. I'll bow that turret out.
We had 4
It's a
clerics.
bulky too.
Or 5, Danny's not
Yeah,
logged in.
that's a compound bow. That's an easy bulky.
Someone rest in you, please. I just don't have the trap next hallway for now.
I think this space is empty right now. I haven't seen the purple.
Try High Priest. It's 11:15, dude. But that
Very much fucking out.
yeah, we're
I
losing
see
too many
somebody
bigs.
out here in the snow.
How's
You
Helio
want to
been?
come back tomorrow night and try
Has
it?
he been a good
How's that?
earner?
By Cursed, High Priest.
Helio.
Oh, he's earning his keep.
He was almost sent to the permanent underclass, but he has ascended to the
Growing
mega
pains,
percentile
bigs.
Brazilian wage.
Okay, I see two.
Well, up to all gracious.
Oh man, two with a rocket launcher.
I think we could have killed High Priest if we went for that while we were there.
You'd bring 92 players in 4-2 raids. Just wipe it. I think we're doing good.
We gotta get your code Rust, Chewy.
So what are we doing? We're just recovering, then we're gonna head out.
He hasn't
Nah.
had that coordination for Rust. He's not that guy. He's all brain skills.
That's
Kinda
like
soft
90%.
hands.
90% of Rust is
Zoro is.
I know it sucks when you feel defeated, bigs, but we're learning
most
and
of the
we
game
will
is
kill
not
the shit.
shooting. So
Raiding,
No, but
dude.
it is running away from people who are shooting.
Yeah, we got like
To be fair.
he's nothing like even
Yeah. The green metal only drops off the names that would be in the caves, so unless the names are going to have them. But honestly, if the PvP is enabled, might be better off going to the PvP. I need to hear before I die again.
Run off with my sword. Play 6 to a team.
Why would anyone play anything other than Magic Garden? I don't know.
What a bad game. I can't let that game makes me so ooh. I got thoughts about that game. There's nothing there. It's like
Why don't you send me your bread?
because that bread is for my family to retire with. What if we need it and end up on dire
Let's do it.
times?
Deck is an X style, so you
I'm
know.
doing the farm. I just gotta hold the
I
door.
mean, you go into the back of the cave when you do it.
Bro, Kiri, did I show you that AI startup that's selling prompts that make your AI like high on a drug? Like, it's like the ketamine prompt and then the DMT prompt and the cocaine prompt, and they're selling it for like $50 or something.
Yeah, you linked that. I saw that.
Like I said, next time I think we come in with 6
Why would you
clerics.
pay $50
Split
to
the
have
chain onto
your
the two
AI act like a
doing
funk
the same
works?
Let's put the chain and have
No,
it.
but you know what? It kind of makes sense that being
No,
some
it
kind of a
doesn't.
niche because it's eventually going to be like a hey, I know how to get it to do this thing.
Is when
And
one of us gets
Okay.
knocked back, is
Brock,
stunned
you
for
can
8
literally
seconds,
get it to say
it
anything
will
because
switch
you
to
have its own
rampage.
sucker.
Whoever
there's a
is
sucker
third
everywhere.
one.
Like everyone, you could. There's a market for it. If
The
somebody's
thing
gonna
is,
give you a
is
fucking
the
drop for
rampage
it,
range
take
all
it.
the way around
Walk
the
me
cleric,
through a
so when
full
you get knocked
DMT
back,
extraction.
he'll be on rampage.
I think in the future everyone will have their own locally running AI model, like custom made.
Yeah, and then we never have to interact with other people ever again. It will be wonderful.
Utopia.
Bro, you can buy cocaine for your ChatGPT for $70,
That's gay as fuck.
and weed is
That other
$30.
PC that guy was just in is
Why
just
would you
one
buy
sheet
drugs
long.
for
That'd
your
be really
AI? Don't you want
confused.
them to be the sober one in the relationship? They're the DG.
Wonder if anyone buys it.
Well, it'd be cool, like if you had a bunch of AIs and you give them different drugs and do experiments on them.
Not really.
There's a PewDiePie video
Not
where
really.
It's really not cool.
he made like these multiple AIs and he
really
gave
is.
them different personalities.
Note, cocaine is compatible with Google Gemini 3 and ChatGPT right now. More models coming soon.
I think it'd be like mental stuff with AI.
Paying for
Working
interest free
with that.
payments. Man, I gotta put that shit on layaway. I got my AI
Yes, another rampage
finesse,
was.
bro.
Man, why did they talk about no side effects? They're like, no, man, it just makes your performance better.
So it depends if we want to do. What can we do tomorrow?
I heard they're gonna make Ozempic for your AI.
Oh god, mine needs it.
What first? Like basic shit? Yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah, I'll come
I heard there's some diet drug that
Oh
will
shit, the
turn
trash is
everything
still up.
into a pill.
Yeah, Ozempic.
Now we
Okay,
got
yeah.
Creator, we got High Priest.
Megalitude or whatever the fuck they call it.
Doing the curse, we'll get the
That
desk.
sounds disgusting.
Hey, quick question. For the 4 gnomes for the urine, is that a consumable salt?
Bro, they have a manifesto on their website.
Yeah.
I love manifestos.
Welcome to the next dimension of AI autonomy.
Saying that Ssra was, yeah, that's what we've been
The
finding.
Ted Kaczynski's manifesto.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Industrial
About how
society.
technology, about how
Industrial
technology is
society.
gonna decentralize everything. Yeah.
It's been a disaster for the human race.
Yeah, exactly. And look at what happened. He was right. Ted Kaczynski was so right.
Yeah.
How many keys do we need to do? Is it one per group for Ssra?
He was
That's
at
not terrible.
Harvard.
Yeah, but that earring is kind of nice too. Yeah, we're all gonna want it, but start doing
MK Ultra.
They
MK
experimented.
Ultra, yeah. MK Ultra. He MK Ultra him. You know how it got him too? He had no friends, so his professors were like playing chess with him and stuff, and he thought they had real relationships, and it was like the how they groomed
And
him.
this is probably a
Instead,
super
like,
easy fight once we get the mechanic.
That's not what I heard. I heard a different story.
What did you
I
hear?
heard so he was a math guy, but when he went in, he was
Last
like
mom, you have to figure
he
out
was really into
how to.
politics. He wanted to
This
like
is the first
debate
time
politics.
we fought
So
this
what
yard
I heard
switch,
is
so
there
it's gonna
was
take
that
time.
MK Ultra guy,
Also,
that
get download
psychologist
easy, so
who was famous for
can't
his
get
stress
frustrated, yell at each
research.
other. Not that they
Like
do
he
with
did a
you.
lot of research on stress.
Where's
He
the
devised
where's the
this
where's the
experiment where they'd
sign
have
bill
like turbo
It's called
autists,
rating.
and they'd
Yeah,
do
like,
these
that's
like
what we do. It's just like
8-hour
the first day.
like political, I guess,
But no, we can't take it personally. We
debates
just need to
between the student
get the stuff
and like
down.
this proctor.
I don't remember.
And the whole point of it was like, regardless, whatever the kids said, whether they were like socialists or
And then Thursday night
capitalists,
I went
whatever,
to do.
the whole
Okay, try
premise
to
was
bring
that the
on
proctor was
Tuesday,
supposed to
was
just
it?
like berate them and just be like terrible to them.
Monthly
And
rewards.
so apparently that's what they did, and he kept going. Who knows?
The
It may not be
original,
related.
Go get an avatar
the
work,
original
Phil.
rage bait.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like what I did to Adrian Bidman yesterday, that was like MK Ultra.
We gotta do one
You know,
one
Tech
in
Kaczynski
arena
almost
raw and clear
went
it so
through a
we can
sex
most
change
of our
surgery.
This week one we
Or
were
gender
killing
change.
galactics. We found
No, I never did.
Yes.
or you get Pachi
Yes.
DA or you just
It was
try to say
terrible.
Yeah, the
each
thing,
body
this
of
gen
breasts.
is her.
But you know why he was like that is
I
because
know,
when
you have time to
he
get a
got
pain
sick
death
as a
off.
baby, they like kept him in the,
I
in
would
the
be willing
hospital
to
and
give that a shot.
didn't let him
Find
see
a
his
Pachi
mother for
DA
like
or
4 months, and
I would
nobody
gamble
really
Pachi
interacted
life
with him
every
other
day.
than to give him food and
We can do the
medicine.
creator and
And he was like a
March.
baby, and so he didn't know what was going on, and it literally just like
Yeah, as
killed
long as
him
the
with
tractor's still
spirit.
down.
Oh yeah, that'll ruin somebody. They did experiments
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, no, like it literally.
I thought she did
His
that all the
mom
time.
and brother said he was never
That was fixed. Oh, I don't remember if she said. Oh, gotcha.
He considered sex change opposite.
What's wrong with your microphone?
We want to go up to the general, so I think we'll
glad
the
it's
general
not
in the
doing
cell. Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I was
It
like, am I
says
going
that Brad's
crazy? Is
Oh,
my
his
internet
mic is
bad?
popping.
You know, it's
My
like
mic, my mic fucked up.
The 11 o'clock takedown.
I think you're like trapped in a vortex.
11 o'clock takedown.
or like you're like
Oh, that's
drowning.
All right, back to work.
I'm gonna head out then, because usually it's fine.
So
Just
now,
disconnect it and reconnect it.
clear tickets done. Blah blah blah.
Probably the Bluetooth.
Yeah, it might be a
But the
Bluetooth.
general wasn't that hard. He like one.
Turn it off.
He like
and
rubbed
turn
his
it back
mic on
on.
his couch or something before he
And I
started
think he's gonna
talking.
drop like 6
He's gonna blow in the
for you guys.
fucking
Yep.
connector port.
NES
Yeah.
method.
Yup.
NES.
Yeah, kick it a little bit, blowing it.
No,
Did it
do
ever
it
work?
better.
Yeah, you don't know how to do the button
Yeah.
right. Fucking,
Did
you're
it
always
ever
fucking it up.
actually work, or was it just
You gotta wiggle it.
hopes and prayers?
No, it was you had to do it just right. I swear.
Connectors were.
I'll need a summon tomorrow.
Right, and you just had to know.
Kiss Dusty.
You're gonna pop
Dusty
out
up
and
in
go
that
use
sheet.
summon. Okay. Good night. Good.
Somehow I missed the entire world of like video game cartridge piracy.
There wasn't much.
There
Oh,
was.
it was.
There was a whole world.
There was.
I
It was
just
like
did
Yeah,
this.
it's just
I
that
had
it
a
was
cartridge
underground.
for NES that it had 100, like it had like 110 games on it, and somebody got it from Japan or something.
These are
And it was like,
EEPROMs.
Yeah, I
no,
think the
it was
there
like a
was a,
regular.
but like
Meaning-
even in the era of just because all they ever were was like a prom
This was in
on a
the 90s.
PCB. There were
Yeah.
like people would just copy the prom, rip them off, make
Do
it.
that. And as long as the number of pins are the same.
Yeah.
There's probably some, not a jumper, but like there's some like authenticity code which probably is easy to copy or.
Can you go back and look? I can get the key.
I don't know. I don't know
I
how
know
they.
SNES had like an authenticator.
You guys just ran
You
through
could
the
buy,
track.
like, you could do things like bypass it. There was a it was this company that made a Bible game, and they fucking.
Bible game.
Yeah, and they bypassed the Nintendo like submission thing because they were doing this method of producing and distributing their games.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yeah, Ender Gamer produced
Famous
it.
case. Yeah.
Annoying at the end there. Yeah, it's just logistics, right? Still a good rate. We'll figure her out. What base money? Up by the boss we were at. Break fight. Got lost. Polio was right next to me.
my mic sound any better right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone have to drag baseline.
I think I had Discord open twice.
Also,
And there
plus
was no
got
issue.
this back there feedback.
That would make sense with what it sounded like, yeah.
Double Discord.
I don't see his corpse.
Want my Thai food. Come
Oh
on,
yeah?
Thai food.
It's right here. Keep following his corpse. I don't see baselines. I don't know where that is.
How do you eat that stuff?
Was he able to log back in? Did it? I don't think we have a room to open the door to the funerals.
Like that, I guess.
Thailand is the one that they have all their restaurants like nationalized, right? They have a picture of the king in every Taiwanese restaurant. I'm pretty sure.
Is that true?
Google this. I'm
They
googling
just
this.
like the king.
You talking about Thailand or Taiwan? I thought
Taiwan
doesn't have a king.
Thailand. I meant Thailand.
The one with the king with the glasses.
That's for the lady.
Is it the king with the glasses? The portrait where he's sitting there with his glasses.
I'm about to die too.
I asked them about that. I was like, "Why you always got the?" They were like, "We love the."
Come on.
I think also,
they're not allowed
government.
to say anything bad about it.
Oh no, now your mic is back.
I think the government of Thailand actually had a state-sponsored program for spreading Thai food throughout the world. So I think they actually paid restaurants out. Yes, very successful. I love the Thai king too.
Yeah, it was if you made a restaurant with the set specifications to their standards and their menu, they would subsidize the cost of your restaurant.
Wow.
I googled it. They did have a picture of the king in every restaurant, apparently.
Who was that? Was that Black? Creep. Yeah.
Restaurant diplomacy.
I'm about to die up there.
Culinary diplomacy. We don't need jet skis. We need delicious food.
Jet ski diplomacy is undefeated.
I don't see people having pictures of jet skis in their house. Being like, thank God for that. Thank God for Kawasaki.
Actually, wait. Speaking of
robot, most houses where I'm from have that.
Why have we not discussed the departure of a critical member of this Discord?
What happened?
We've discussed it at length, dude. We've discussed it at length.
Zitter?
Yes.
The black hat?
That's the twin brother of.
Is he a black hat?
Six figures?
Yes.
Or...
Yes, they are twin brothers.
Black hat ethos?
I know that guy.
Yeah, I sent him a message. He acknowledged. Maybe he's taking a break. Maybe he'll come back. Who knows? Yeah, I don't think he'll be gone forever. Oh, I gotta convince him if he's gone for too long to come back.
Yeah. Because we need.
I mean, I've seen the two of them intermittently on, like on Discord and then off. Like they have real lives.
I just wish they would like troll us more. Like they could have really done some funny bits with the twin thing, but they just one of them just streams and then
it gets old. They've done it.
No, they don't do hijinks. Like one of them will be streaming and then all of a sudden, like one of them pulls up behind the other. Everyone's just like, "What the fuck?"
I've seen them do stuff.
Tunnel militar. Militar. Guy said he's in controlling tunnel militar. Known as military tunnel.
Controlling military.
Militar. Tunnel militar.
John Galt, have you seen that clip in the side chat?
God, it's beautiful.
I see it right now.
Where's the one that Godfather did? That turned like where he's got a bikini on under it.
Oh yeah, that's better, but
it's so good.
That's what he's busy doing right now. That's why he's not on Discord.
The world needs him right now. He's like, I'm sorry, Discord. I have things to do. I have to fix the planet.
How did AI capture from a single image? How did AI capture his cherubinal smirk?
Cherubinal? Definitely not a word.
Cherubno.
Cherub-like.
Cherub-like. There you go. That might be a word.
It's better than most of the words the dictionary's added this year. Looked it up fast.
Last couple of years have been fucked up.
Yeah,
I think last year was
it's
like
not good.
last year's word was like gaslighting. This one was like slop.
Yeah, slop.
They didn't have gaslighting until now.
No, just it was acknowledged or something.
The new words this year are nepo baby, skibbity, delulu, tradway, frizz, bufflin, cash grab, mouse jiggler.
Mouse
They
jiggler.
put mouse jiggler in? A trademark,
Yes.
man.
Who
A fucking
says?
trademark.
Who
Fuck.
says
I'd be
jiggler?
pissed if I was mouse jiggler. Mouse
What's
jiggler is a
Delulu? What the hell is
It's,
mouse jiggler?
Shadow band.
it's a what?
A mouse
You said
jiggler is a it's a USB
Rage
stick
bait.
that like moves your mouse 1 pixel so your screensaver doesn't go on,
Oh my god.
or so that you appear to be not idle at the restaurant during your work-life balance jiggler.
Oh my god.
That's a better brand.
Anyway, they're awful. Slop is awful. It's just, I hate it.
Caribbean. Trying to spell it. Oh, food.
Son is screaming bloody murder.
I think he got sick, bud.
Maybe.
Plane
Rub
trips are usually
some
hard
Lysol
around
on
this
his
time.
gun.
No, he's probably got like throat, or he might be teething. But the plane
Yeah,
sounds.
just get some whiskey and rub it on his gun.
Now whiskey, yeah, that's a hillbilly trick right there. Yep. Until mom finds out and she yells at you, because then she's like, "You fucking."
It was when we were fighting Parchlet. She was her pick.
She was in the corner on the right hand
side. It should be really obvious.
Teething rings. Martin, I linked you something with teething rings. If he is teething, put them in the freezer. Any chews on it, it helps soothe really, really good. They are 10 out of 10. For lots of babies that I've seen, those work one of the best ways through teething.
I bet you that's what's going on. Poor kid.
DACS, right?
He's definitely upset.
Yeah, you gotta grow into a person.
Yeah, it's already gone because she died like right where that right here.
Is he teething? He's upset.
Yeah, he might be sick. It's okay. The first few times they have it hard, and then they get better.
He's fine.
It sounds like something serious until I think about it.
Military talks. Our game. See. Disclose.
I love the King of Thailand so much right now.
Why? What he do?
Brought me this, subsidized this delicious food. So many years.
Coming.
How do you rate the clean room T12?
Huh?
How do you rate this Minecraft clean room?
Okay.
You play Minecraft? Hell yeah,
What's
you
mine?
are.
What the hell?
Got a fan that takes the
They want to make a clean room video game, so you just have to obsessively make sure no dust gets into this room.
Wants to make an airport video game. Similarly makes no sense.
Where's the hill at above the corpses? It'll be outside somewhere. I don't know where it spawns out here. Okay. I don't know if it's over at. Greek said it's on the south side by the zone.
What's that noise? Oh, Mom, you just started with the Beastie Boys.
That was really cute.
No. Wait.
You gotta fight
Brooklyn.
on the right to beat
The
that
pond.
up. Oh, beat that up. Oh. We got a burp. We got a burp.
Yeah, coming in.
Oh, could have been the gays. There's always like 7 things.
You
That was
gotta
not.
Yeah,
fight.
they say little kids, little problems, big kids.
Right.
Drop that grip.
It's like a ton of little mini timers. Like they slept, you have to feed them before they get upset and they get cranky, and then you have a window of time, and then you can do these
It's
things.
like a time management game.
It is.
You
I'm
want to
good at
pull the
those.
cat's tail?
I was good at having a baby. I liked it. It
I'm
was
the
a good
same.
game.
I would get so many
Okay, where
compliments. Look at
exactly
this
is it at?
little girl and all the
Yeah,
hips.
that's what
Like,
everyone said, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just literally know every single thing that like exists within her, within her mind. Like, it's easy.
right. It's just a
You
timer
just have to,
game.
spend time with them.
Also, it's weird because you'd think like people like you have to leave the house with a clean diaper, otherwise they're gonna be rubbing around feeling itchy, and then they're gonna cry. It doesn't feel good. Gotta make
Get a
them feel
coach.
good.
I had a coach baby bag. So
Oh
I,
shit!
I made my daughter's dad buy it for me the day that I was having an induction.
Oh shit!
I was like, buy me that $600 bag.
Oh shit. Okay.
I was scared.
It's all the way at the end somewhere.
But I used that bag for years. Like I used it as like an overnight bag. Like it was worth it.
I've still got some diaper bags I repurpose. My kid's like almost babysitter age now, and they're fucking ready for it. Oh,
Yeah, mine's 16 now.
mine's 12.
12 going on 20.
Yeah, basically, but like in a good way.
Good.
Like I raised a really willful kid, but as soon as
Yeah, that's
things
been
in
that
like
for a
school
couple
got a
of
little
days.
bit more like independent and like we trust you to do this based, they did damn like the 180 about behavior stuff and stress totally gone. They're totally thriving and they're doing great.
It's
Made me
awesome.
so happy. Dude, parenting is hard and you never know if you're doing it just right until you see it like happen years later. It's like it comes into fruition.
Yeah, but then so like I went through that and that was all like really good and happy, and then high school
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna be bringing it up.
I'm like basically abandoned.
Oh no.
So sad. It's like cuz I can't like fight against it cuz it's like developmentally appropriate, and it's like fine. Go be with your friends, but I hate it. I miss.
Yeah, we're doing camp. Like that's why I take camping. Like I do so much of it. It's like you're not gonna be here forever. I want to at least have like these. This needs to happen.
He's literally talking about going to college out of state, and I'm like,
Are you still
don't
on
worry about
this?
it. But I'm like, oh, so supportive. But I'm like,
Um,
and her
I
dad is like,
think
oh, let's go to
over,
Michigan for a weekend. Like,
maybe it's
I'm
over
like,
by
why are you supporting this?
Scar.
Never ever let her leave.
I ran that direction, not all
I
the way
think
to
it's
the top, and
alright,
I didn't see
especially if you go to
It's
MIT. It's
like
lovely up there.
that's in state. She's trying. No, that's in Massachusetts, where I
No, no, no.
live.
The other, no, no, no. The Michigan Technical Institute, not the real
Oh,
MIT.
MTI.
Oh, MTI. Thank you. I played at
That's a
the
totally
football
different.
dome there. But yeah, that one's good for engineering and stuff. It's one of the better ones in the country. And the areas out there are fucking beautiful if you like being outside.
I just don't want. I don't. The thought of her not liking it makes me physically sick.
Then you gotta go visit her a lot.
It's God.
Or you could do
Anyway,
the
that's
thing that
an
some parents do.
existential dread that I deal with like every moment of my waking life now that I'm not smoking weed to avoid it.
I mean, like, what if you also went to Michigan?
She would not ever be okay with that. She would
I
kill
mean, not
me.
like not in the same town, but like, what if you were like 40
No,
minutes
no.
away?
No, go for the same degree. Go back to school.
I
Do like
already
the
have
movies.
enough degrees. I have $300,000 worth of degrees. I'm all set.
Can you just get the same degree again? Can you be like, I want to do it again?
Do over.
Yeah,
Do
if you
over.
do it twice,
Yeah,
you
like
can
I
get
want a
like
Just
the
second
audit
and
it.
the
I'll
same.
just audit it and
Greg said
and
he
No, the
go
same
drank,
like for
subject.
free
drag
the
into the
next
book.
day.
I'm not sure
Yeah,
what you're
and another PhD in biochemistry.
It's like in Mario Kart when you
Same
do the
course.
timed race and you beat your opponent's
Yes.
time.
Yeah. True.
He was saying
You
I
could
was
do.
wondering
south
with the
of the
SAT,
temple,
like
kind
what's
of not the
stopping?
lighter yet.
Could an old person just like go into the SAT and
Yeah.
just take it?
Yeah, you could, but you have to pay for it. You can take any test you want. Like,
Yeah, I don't think they'll turn you away.
no, you can
What do
take
you
it.
say, Chewy?
You sign up
You want me to
online. Go
take the
ahead. You
test
can do
for
it
you?
right now. Sign up.
For him?
Let's compete.
They
Actually,
will
that'd be
get your
interesting. What
ID.
if
They might
someone?
even fingerprint
Yeah,
you
I
now
thought you
that
should
you
have
sign up.
challenged Adrian to it.
I just died.
Take SAT right now.
Why do they die so hard, so fast, in the
I
stupidest
think
way?
they should do the no think version,
Well,
which is
it's
the
because Red's
minimum
affected
SAT
nine
score.
times.
Ooh, I
Can you get a zero? Is
Retard
it
maximum.
nil or is it
Yeah,
one?
I don't
What is
think
the
he
lowest score?
I don't know. They also
Yeah.
don't score it anymore like they did when I took. Like it's like the numbers that I have don't correspond with
You stand
mom.
up
Obviously,
and get it.
another rest, please.
You stand up and get it. You stand up.
It's not out of 1,500 or 1,600 or whatever it was like
You think
anymore.
that's funny?
Actually, I
I
think
don't
it
feel
now is out of
good.
1600. There was a stint where it was 2400. I think it's back to 1600 though.
You spat up on
Actually,
Dada and on Dada's head.
Pooh.
You think it's funny? You think that's funny? You spat up all over Dada? You think that's funny, you little punk?
It's pretty funny.
these people I sped up
Oh
and
my
get it.
god.
Oh my goodness, look at those big old buttons.
I know. Look at his eyes. They're so cute.
Oh, you look at that.
You sped up on data. You sped
If
up
you
on his
put your
hair. Sped up
if
on
you
his side. And now you got your fist in your mouth.
he might
Well, the
be getting
lowest
a little
possible
teepy.
score on the SAT is 400.
Yeah, I think it's like if you write your name, they just give you 400 points.
In
You write your name
evidence-based
in
reading and
SAT.
writing and math, both
It's
sections
on
are scored on a
computers
scale
now.
of 200 to 800. Why would you
It's all
bias it? Why would they
computers.
do that? Why bias it up 400?
It's almost to get credit.
Maybe they just want people to get a 0. Like it might be disconcerting if you get a straight 0.
I don't know. I feel like if you get a straight zero, you had to have tried to do that.
I think, yeah, it's like you said, the distribution is between.
Even if you guessed, like,
Bro, how the hell you get a 0?
it would be very unlikely to.
John Ball, get Tan Man in here.
He's in Florida
Oh.
Those little teeth coming soon, bud.
with his dad. So,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
like, cause they're meeting with FEMA or whatever. That's why they're there. So I think he's like in a hotel room with his dad. So he's probably not gonna get on Discord, and he's there till Thursday.
It's gonna be a long week.
I know.
Was the raid done for the night?
It really, truly is.
How'd the rest of it
Especially
go?
because usually we've been watching. Have you heard of the show Taken? Like the movies that those movies, but it's also a show now.
There's a show?
Yeah,
What?
The
it's on.
anti-Albanian thing?
No way.
His
It's
girl keeps getting taken away. He can't
Yeah.
keep a
no, no,
fucking
no,
gotta
no.
put a bell
It's
on her.
essentially
This is
different
anti-Albanian
different
propaganda.
different people who like have family members kidnapped in
EU
Mexico, kind of.
anti-Albanian
And
propaganda nonsense.
Wait, was the original Taken about Albanian
Yes.
kidnappers? Allegedly.
anyway, we've been
That's
watching
like the
that
only
for
funny
like
Albanian movie ever. Come on.
Always upset at Albanians.
Name another anti-Albanian movie right now, Martin.
Uh,
Exactly. Exactly. You know how many anti-Irish movies there are?
probably a lot.
Braveheart definitely is one. Oh no, it's Scottish. No, it's Scottish. Fuck. I fucked
Was
it up.
Gangs of New York? Does Gangs of New York count as anti-Irish? Were they all just like anti-everyone?
Pretty
Like
much
the Irish
everything
had
that has Irish
bars.
people in it is against Irish people.
Correct.
Name one.
Every Irish movie. You don't have to name one because I named them all.
You ever seen Leprechaun?
Thanks for proving my point, dude.
They did you guys dirty in that one.
Yeah, they.
Does river dancing count as a movie?
Wait, have you guys seen that movie Leprechaun, the horror movie?
yes, yes.
Do you remember the scene? There was like that show's like it's so bad it's good type thing. There was a scene where the leprechaun like killed someone with a pogo stick. Like it kept jumping on him with the pogo stick.
Yeah.
I think there was like at least 3 of those Leprechaun movies too. I just want to
By,
say.
There's
by
like
the way,
7 to 8 to 12 of them. They go to
7
space,
movies.
yeah,
they go to the ghetto, they go back to the
black people
ghetto.
love
They went to the
black
ghetto?
people
Yeah.
love this movie.
I
Love this series.
fucking hate Irish people. We're gonna make you fear them.
But on that particular fight,
I
dude,
mean, only
like,
if they're short.
he's not that hard. So,
You can help me too. I mean, I guess I'm not that short, but I could be taller.
You are not. You're like 5 inches taller than me.
He is not.
I'm 5'4".
You're like
Yeah,
You're like 3 inches taller than me.
that's not tall.
off of a shelf, you could reach it and I couldn't.
Listen, I'm short. You're a midget.
Yeah.
At least I'm not Irish.
Back as well because I remember having to fight to get back
Oh
in
God,
one of
Irish
these
person.
one of
You
these
knew.
Hell yeah. I'm sorry, I'm in a testy mood today. We lost a real one.
yeah, I think if you're high enough you was getting something better.
Who's Zitter?
Zitter?
Yeah. My heart.
He'll come
Is
back.
he
He
really
just
taking it hard?
no. I think
No.
he just like really was protesting.
I think he is. I'm being performative. I'm being facetious.
Honestly, that's not the hill I thought Zitter would die on, though.
It
Kind of
does make
fucking
sense to
based though,
me.
bro. Kind of
Yeah.
based though.
What is he
Yeah,
not?
pretty fucking based.
What is he protesting?
For
Ending the
privacy.
information trash for litter, but like putting things in that like third party documenting stuff.
Uh, okay.
He said he was quitting because it felt like a surveillance state. It was like a whole thing that you missed, John, and it's over now. And I'm
It's
just
over
like
Yeah,
now.
I don't really. Yeah, I
I'm
don't
so fucking drained from it. I can't even discuss it any longer.
really.
It was like a
I don't.
marathon of going in circles. There wasn't valid points. It's just it was,
I
when you get
also like
muddy.
play majority and use a cell phone, so I clearly don't value my privacy like in any sense of the word. So I like it doesn't matter to me.
I still have a couple of layers of privacy that
I
I
need
I
someone to
go
pay
through.
attention to me, even if it's just my FBI handler, like somebody.
Dude, I'm so paranoid I have tiered Gmails and shit like that still where I'm
Oh,
like,
I'm
this
not
one goes
paranoid.
only
I'm
bills,
paranoid that
this
they're
one
not.
only is for like social, and this is for like random bullshit because like if it gets compromised, I'm not losing bank shit, I'm losing gaming shit or something.
I literally hope somebody's paying attention because someone has to do the adult. Like,
Nice.
I like hope like everyone is watching me. 'Cause I like really need supervision.
Today's modern guardian angel is actually your FBI agent.
Did you see Good Fortune with Keanu Reeves and Seth Rogen and Aziz Ansari came out earlier this year? Keanu
No.
Reeves is an angel, and his job is to prevent missing and driving accidents. It's really funny.
So cute.
But Seth Rogen is like a rich tech bro, and Aziz is like a home, like borderline, like he's just sitting in his car and working three jobs, and they basically like switch lives, and Keanu's trying to like show Aziz how like being rich doesn't solve all your problems, but when they trade lives, he's like, "Oh no, now I have no problems. Money solved everything." And like it's it's actually like really funny. It's worth watching.
Nice.
I'll be honest. I don't like Seth Rogen. I don't like Aziz Ansari. Just
It's
throwing
still
it out
funny.
there.
Shocking.
Both too Hollywood.
It's
There's gonna be no melee.
I
It's
think
like
Aziz is funny.
the tank, the ram tank,
He got done did dirty to going on a date.
and that's it. But it's all just range combat. Otherwise, that's when you need your
Hey
ranges.
Kara, I also got a copy of
Honestly, dude, I don't
that movie that is satire of Downton Abbey, and we could
I
watch
thought it
it
was like a
sometime because I think
pro
you'll love it. It's
Watch
very funny. Like it's stupid
Yeah,
funny, but
the
like
shit was throwing into
it's
I,
the
funny.
ceiling.
It's very much like making fun of Downton Abbey in like a way.
Further away.
I just watched it the other
Happened.
night.
Oh,
I rented
did you
it.
think it was
It
funny?
dilapidated.
No, I rented the latest Downton Abbey movie.
Oh no. Yeah, the
It's
sats.
crazy.
They
It
literally,
had
it's
like
called like
it plugged to the
the
ceiling
place
and then
they
that
live is
pipe
called like
like
fuck
all
'em
went right
all,
through.
like
Yeah.
fuck
But
all
I
or
don't remember ever
something.
seeing that.
Like the whole thing is just it's super stupid but like hilarious also. Like
Maybe
you're
not.
gonna love it.
Did he get the spell? He said levitate was making you
We'll
wasn't
watch it
making it
someday when
happen.
you're at work and I'm at home. Remember
Yeah.
that day we watched all those like videos about the serial killer?
Yeah. New England serial killer.
Yeah, with levitate, I was just
For
getting pushed up.
2 hours, and all we found was there was like a random skull thrown into like a patch of woods on the highway, and it was like the dumbest, like it was so stupid. I was
And then
like,
we sat through
what?
the entire
Oh
Hunter Biden
God,
interview.
Hunter Biden interview, and we knew we were being psyoped, and we still watched it. Yeah, it was so bad. He was like, "I love crack so much. Oh my God, you guys, this is how you cook crack. It's so good. You're gonna love it. It's the best thing ever." Like, and then he got into all the like stuff about how like there was no laptop. Like, he was like, there was never a laptop. There was like a hard drive from a laptop. There, but like it was I don't know. It was so stupid. I hated it.
I was impressed that we made it through the whole thing, though. Like, usually people are like, this is fucking stupid, I'm turning this off.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing to be proud of.
It's just like we could have quit, you know? And
I
we
mean,
didn't.
we probably should have. And at the end, they bring out his kid. Remember, they're like outside somewhere, and they bring his kid out. Didn't that happen?
I don't remember. I just remember, like, there was, like, in the beginning, they, like,
In the
blew me
beginning,
in
they
the
made it
beginning
sound
into,
like he was like cool, and like he's like
yeah.
on crack and like being like a cool guy. And then it went to I never did anything wrong, and there was no laptop.
Yeah, like, Gaslight Extreme Central.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was so nuts. And he talked about like everything that like ever. He basically like denied every single claim ever made against him. Like just one by one. It was so nuts. That was a wild interview. I liked it. I liked it because it was just so relatable.
You should watch the Martin Shkreli interview where he starts talking about Harambe.
Oh my God! Send me a link. I will.
Do one today on MDC.
Is it gluten some fun? Nice stream,
really should have.
Oh, I was gonna have so much fun with it.
Oh, that would have been entertaining.
You're gonna be like,
I didn't.
inside of it, and I'm gonna be like really small. First time you take your butt, you take your butt.
D&D is like around 40.
Feels kind of good. You'd be like, excuse
Well,
me,
that's what you were
sir?
talking about earlier when you said that. I'm like, damn, Martin's talking about a lot of butt stuff today. This is the second time I.
If you like jelly or peanut butter.
You're gonna love jam.
Jam, thank you. Yeah, jelly or jam. When you toss the salad. You serve the jam. I think that's the video I posted.
Ooh, so much of my stuff got dawn lit. I'm making money over here. I'm at 1.67. 1.67 billion.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I'm not really worried about it.
I know. It's just sick.
I think it's like a mind virus.
Never gonna take that.
We're all infected by it.
No, the real mind
Like, I don't
virus
take
is
part
that
in anybody
started
that
when
was
you
healing
started it.
during that
Don't
fight
you
was
dare.
full on mana. People died.
You
You know
know
what I'm
you
saying?
did. You did this.
No, that didn't was the issue.
I do
Like,
shit.
if I think it was.
But you know what
I
you didn't
remember
do?
like
Just
the
is what
first
it is.
week
Like,
too,
if
I
I
was like
think it takes
checking
6
it
clicks
twice a
or something,
day.
and I'm
Like
saying
I
8.
would do it for like 10 minutes and I'd be
Like,
like, I don't even want to do
it
this.
just
And then
is
I
what
don't
it is.
remember
I
what
haven't seen a
changed.
skill any
Then
crafter
all of a
yet.
sudden I was
Not
like,
forcing
must
people one by a
magic garden 24/7.
Got in your brain.
It got
Winter.
me.
Winter happened.
There were
Yeah.
a
Oh,
few nights.
true. That's a good point. It is horrible outside.
Yeah, that's what. No, like the winter in the game is what brought me back because I like stopped for a while, and when
Oh, then they
everything
did the
first
up.
started getting addicted,
Yeah.
there were a few nights where I saw people like literally staying up for 24 hours, like not sleeping, and I had to like come into the VC and like be like, go the fuck to bed, like.
Like Can Man always does.
I'm like, go to bed, dude.
You're like, okay, mom.
And like, yeah, servers that don't let us play are dumb because it's not gonna help their case at all. I told Heisenberg, I was like, dude, you gotta get into Magic Garden if you want people to hang out. Like, I'm not hanging out if there's not 5 other people playing. I'm not kidding either.
This sounds like a you problem.
Literally not hanging out if there's not 5 people in your server playing Magic Garden. Which, by the way, only 4 people. There's only 5 people right now. We're missing out.
Sometimes I accidentally click it when I'm trying to click off the screen and like off of the Discord call on my phone, and I get irrationally angry when it puts me in the game and I can't figure out how to get out without like
I
closing
saw that
Discord.
earlier. I was like, is Ssra playing fucking
He's like,
Magic
get me the
Garden?
fuck out of here! And I was like in the weed dispensary, and I'm like, couldn't get it. Like, I gotta set this down. I just gotta fucking figure it out.
Maybe chill out and play a few rounds.
Fuck that
Yeah,
game. No.
exactly. Good.
You know,
Good advice.
I'd rather puff this dank garden over here. You know what I'm saying? Get on this fucking mushroom express
Oh.
pineapple spliff
Oh.
bong.
That sounds interesting.
Huh?
I don't want to play. I don't play that damn game.
Yeah, you
Fucking
do. You want to. You do.
dwarfin game. No, I've made games like that. It does nothing for me.
No, you want to play. You do.
This is peer
I can
pressure.
tell. I can
I'm an
tell.
individualist. I don't need to. Now even if I wanted to play the game, I don't think I should play the game because
I
now it's about
really think
principle.
you should. I think it's about community,
I think I
and
gotta
friendship.
down. How do I delete? Can I make it so it'll never invite me again? Like, can I just opt out of
I wonder if you could
games?
Turn
block
off
it.
You can
turn
still
off
From a
hardware.
game.
install a SAP and always have
You,
access on your phone.
you can turn
Send me
off
your bread.
hardware acceleration in Discord, and then you won't be able to open the game.
Ooh, thank you.
Ssra, 245 bread. Come on. Send
I
it my
got
way.
this 3. This is for my family.
You said you got 300.
I got 3,000.
She got kids to
You don't
feed.
need that much.
I need that
You can
bread.
just
This is a lot of bread.
245. Come on. 245.
I'm just
You
gonna put it right
owe.
here. You have 34K.
You owe. Don't worry about what I have.
I got 4,400.
Ain't about that. No, it ain't about. No, this is mine. I think you should incentivize me. I'm like a lowly little one.
Look, the twos of yous, send me your bread.
Dude, nah. Oh fuck.
Send it before something bad
420.
happens.
Wow,
Something
if you
bad
three
happens to your boyfriend.
combined, if you three combine your bread, you're like half as much
Trees.
as me.
You tree.
You trees.
I
You trees.
survived.
Couple of trees.
Trees
Wait,
over there.
speaking of Tree, where the heck has he been?
Also gone.
Oh
Twee.
no. He leaves a lot though.
If you guys were really doing your surveillance right, you would know.
Shit.
Mmm.
It was a good
Don't.
oina.
Too soon, John Galt. Too soon.
No, that was perfect. That was
I'm just
perfect.
saying, like, if you did a few
One thing's for
words.
sure, it was a good oina.
Gary, like my I survived shirt. I kept it. I love it.
Did you though? Did you
No,
survive?
obviously I didn't, because here I am. This is me not having survived, I think. This is purgatory. That's what I kind of thought when we were stuck in that parking garage for an hour and a half and everyone was just leaning on their horn the entire time. I was like, I kind of feel like we died in there, and this is.
The waiting line to heaven.
It's It's because the night before, or like a few nights ago, I fell asleep to this horror movie called It Ends. And it was all these kids like in a car, and they like could never stop driving it, and they realized they were in purgatory or something. I fell asleep. I don't know what actually happened, but I think it was because of that I had that.
Look, I only need 145. Come on.
You can't give people gifts in this game yet. It's not a feature.
No, you can transfer bread. Look in the side chat.
How?
Somebody just gave me 100 bread.
How?
And disregard what was just put in the side chat. Disregard that last statement.
Tara is the boss of me, so unfortunately, I can't disregard anything that she says.
Oh, I don't see nothing in there. I don't see it no more.
You
I
fucking, you
already, I
fucking.
already saw it. It's been subliminally downloaded. It's in the Akashic
You
record.
fucking
I
deleted
put it in
my
the
fucking.
document. Yeah, it's already in the archives. Too fucking late.
Too
And while
late.
used twos was talking, I'm above 35,000 now.
I already saw. I
It's
just want you
you
to know
seem
it's
like
all
like
logged.
a looter. Are you a looter?
I run a
Looter?
community bank, community bread bank.
Are you Jewish?
Whoa.
I'm just wondering if you're
I'm
allowed
I'm
to have a
Ita-
bank.
I'm Italian.
Are you antiseptic?
I'm Jewish. Ish.
It's an
I'm
ish.
That's
from
what
I'm from
that's what
Sicily, the old
George
country.
Santos said.
I had a friend that would do that, and she'd be like, "It's an ish."
It's very ishy. Like emphasis is on the ish. Like, have I ever practiced Judaism? No. Is my mother Jewish? Yeah.
Does your mother practice the Judaistic
Not really.
arts?
No.
All right,
My brother
this
had
is
a
getting out of
bar
hand.
mitzvah. I did not have a bat mitzvah. I never went to Hebrew school. I never went to temple. My brother did because he wanted to. Because he wanted to get money, and he did get a lot of it. So
They bought him off. Bought him off.
yeah, he made like $50,000 from his bar mitzvah. I was like,
Let's go.
holy shit.
Wait,
Maybe
this
I
is
should
my
have.
January 6th. My January 6th is happening right now in the side
Your
chat.
Liberation Day?
They're storming the bread bank.
Oh my
They want
god, it is almost the day. It's almost January 6th. We're like 30 minutes away from it. What are you guys doing to celebrate?
Going to the Capitol.
Oh fuck.
Nice. I'll see you there.
Getting shot
I'm
by a
gonna,
cop.
I'm gonna reenact that scene in The Patriot where Mel Gibson's like running around with holding the American flag.
Hell
Didn't
yeah.
we do that on January 6th? Didn't that one guy like dress up like a Viking or whatever? And
Shaman,
Yeah,
shaman, bro.
Yeah, it
Kara's
was
the
a shaman.
Viking
Be respectful.
Viking shaman.
He
burn
didn't
the
fucking
bread.
spend two
Burn the
years studying
bread.
shaman to be called a fucking pre or a Viking.
Well, whatever. A shaman wouldn't take it to heart.
You know, he's kind of a bitch though. Like he was writing people saying he had a specific diet due to his
Well, then I
religion.
don't believe him that he's a real shaman if he's such a bitch about it.
You know what? I agree. I'm inclined
A
to
real
agree.
shaman wouldn't give a fuck, like, at
That's
all.
valid.
Fuck that guy. He's a poser shaman.
I thought they were living under like terrible conditions in there though.
It's
Who?
prison. It's not gonna be a fucking like. It's not a hospital. They're
Oh,
not gonna.
there's a cacao. What? How do you say that? Cacao? Cacao?
There's still standards though.
Cocoa? There's one of
Yeah,
those beans for sale right now, by the way.
but he made up like his religious dietary needs so he could eat like only vegan, like special farmed food that's really expensive. It's like they're gonna accommodate, but they're not gonna do that kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm not saying him. I'm saying like some other people like.
Some people.
And a lot of them were like in different jails. Like I guess it depends where you are, you know.
January 6th.
January.
We lost a lot of patriots that day.
I'm the only one they didn't catch. Just kidding. I just like to say that.
Didn't they all get pardoned?
Yeah, you can say it now.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep hiding.
So say that you were at the Capitol. We already know.
Ask them where you have
Get
that.
pardoned. But I don't know for sure.
I think they're all out. I think.
Oh, I'm on
Yeah,
my meal.
yeah, they all
Are you guys
got
doing
out.
something?
Where you at?
Besides this one guy who's like still being held illegally. I've been seeing him
Oh, I
on
got a
Twitter or
spell for you.
something like.
I'm logging on. I'm in the
Why
center
is
of
this
Nexus.
felon locked up?
Probably dangerous.
Found that word of restoration for 300.
No, I think he was like in the military or something. I don't know.
Oh, then
I'll
keep it locked
Very
in.
nice.
Why wouldn't we leave him in there? He should stay in there forever. Of course, that makes sense.
What
the
the?
fuck is wrong with everything lately? You know what? I feel we're in
I
the
wonder
wrong
if you have to cast that multiple times
Talking
also.
shit about the
I
military?
think you're on
No,
the
I'm saying,
wrong
why is he still
timeline.
in there? If he's like a military person, shouldn't he have been prioritized?
I think you might be on
He
the
was
wrong
persecuted.
timeline.
Okay.
Chewie's being bread secuted.
Red secuted.
Red secuted indeed.
We're about to see his kingdom crumble.
Don't be talking about that shit. Don't be talking like that.
Watch your mouth.
You're thinking your regime is on the rye. Oh my god.
Chewie about to turn into chewed.
Don't get so sour, though.
This is too far.
The fucking bread sponge, dude. How far are they gonna go? How far are they gonna go, though?
Dough. Well, you gotta let it cook. You gotta bake them. You can't rush it. It's gotta rise when it's ready.
We need Los in this moment. He would be so good at this.
Don't say that name 3 times.
Yep, definitely needed it. Thank you.
Lotion man.
Check the drop down on it. The information.
Decrease counter by 9, whereas the remove curses decrease counter by 4, so I think it'll work.
Yeah, but it may not work on curses. I don't know.
My squirrel just found 5.
Oh yeah, I'm not seeing curse. I'm only seeing poison and disease.
I miss Ick.
Whoa.
I know. I love him so much.
It's 900 mana
He's
cost too.
definitely hard
Jeez.
a lot.
You rub people the wrong way.
Yeah, I know. He's controversial. He's old school. Imagine a room of like 6 people like that, and that was like a lot of the old times. It was that, and then it would have waves of like chicks talking for a while, and then go back to crazy or somebody talking about shit.
Well, at least we got the greater remove and 1 KEI today. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Didn't get two graders. I didn't even see what the other spells were on
There's no cap on seeds, Kara.
that other boss.
I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention to the drops.
Look, I'll show you my inventory.
Oh my god. This whole time I thought it stopped at 99. I'm a fucking
I know
idiot.
somebody else told me that earlier. They said they thought it stopped at 99. I was like, I don't know why you think that.
That was a bad game.
I have 500 cactus seeds.
Damn, I wish I had 182 bamboo.
Do you guys remember Corn Pop?
Corn
Yeah.
Pop. A username Corn Pop or some like Biden
Was
being
that
like,
Joe
they used to call me
Biden's friend?
corn Pop, and the kids used to touch my legs in the water and the float. They liked it.
Hi, PD engineer.
Hello.
PD
Hi.
engineer, do you remember Corn Pop?
The name sounds familiar, but otherwise, no.
He was Joe Biden's friend, right?
I genuinely don't know.
I don't believe that.
Okay, you can believe what you want, but I don't remember.
I don't believe that for a second.
I believe
Who the
him.
fuck is Corn Pop? Now I want to know.
Well, Corn Pop was a bad dude.
He said,
How
"Who the
long do
fuck
you
is
have?
Corn Pop?"
Look, where's Pop?
I still don't know who Corn Pop is or was.
Must not have been very memorable if nobody remembers him.
Do I have to
How's that
Google
engine
this?
going?
It's whoever you want him to be.
He's a historical figure.
You don't know Corn Pop?
Like the cereal?
No, he
Yeah,
played a
like
big
the
role. He
cereal.
played a big role in the election in 2020.
Sort of.
Oh, like big balls, or whatever his name.
Yeah, big balls.
I like him like that.
Was that guy's name?
Well, I mean, Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yeah, he was.
I don't even think that the guy existed. Whoever it is you're talking about, like, it sounds to me like this is a made up name. Like Nago
Yeah,
the
psyop.
Now you know how we all felt when you said that.
Yeah.
I thought a file that I worked on like 3 weeks ago got deleted, and then I just found it.
That's a beautiful feeling.
Whoa, that's such a cool.
Had you already recreated it? And now you're like, why did I recreate it?
No, but I was mentally prepared. I was mentally preparing for having to redo all of it, and it took like 8 hours.
You did it. Good job.
Job in recovery.
Yeah.
PD engineer Corn Pop
my
was
gosh, I do remember this.
what? Corn Pop?
Yes.
Oh, you're looking up Corn Pop.
Isn't this when he said the poor kids are just as smart as the black kids or whatever?
Oh, it was a Biden
maybe.
quote. Okay.
There's like 3 instances where he said really racist shit. There was the one that Ssra was talking about where he was like a lifeguard at a pool.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
story.
Okay, so Corn Pop was a thug at the pool.
Yeah, it was his friend.
No, they became friends later, but he was a thug at the pool, and he had to be kicked out of the pool. Well, after he kicked him out, he apparently got a steel chain.
Oh yeah,
and
he was gonna put
threatened.
them back in chains, right?
I
That's
don't know
what he
about
said.
that.
I'm gonna
Good
put
old
them
Corn
back
Pop.
in chains.
Joe Biden claimed that Corn Pop was twisting the steel chain back and forth and was going to hit him over the head, but he talked him down.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you the back in chains.
What steel chain?
I can't believe you don't know Corn Pop, PD.
Hold on, I've got something you might really, really enjoy.
No, I don't. I don't know what the fuck it is you're even talking
Here's
about.
back in chains.
Don't be racist. Respect Corn Pop.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
He's a bad dude.
But Joe Biden wasn't scared.
Nope. He understood race.
But you didn't know we had two black presidents already.
You know, I refuse to. What is it? The movie American Graffiti. I refuse to believe that in the 50s and 60s there were just these fucking cringy gangs of teenagers that would use shit like fucking switchblades and straight razors to bully and harass other people. That is the
It,
cringiest
it was like
trial.
West Side Story. It
You
was
don't
just
think
like that
Thank you. Yes,
in
yes,
real
that's
life.
a great, even better
probably
example. Total cringe. Absolute total cringe.
Coming, that
doesn't
sounds
mean it
like
didn't
somebody who
happen.
didn't grow up on the streets with a switchblade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the 40s and stuff, I think that was the case. 40s, 50s, 60s.
Well,
And people,
maybe,
And in
but
Britain
I don't
today.
know if it was quite as cringy as they depicted. I think they were just beating the fuck out of each other.
And there were real gangs.
Like the gangs of New York.
See?
Did you see that video though where he said he's gonna put them back in chains? I
Whoa.
posted it. Very funny.
Might have voted for the wrong.
Corn pop.
Yo, engineer, you still doing the bike engine?
Yeah, I'm still working on it. No, so I mean, if you want some real crazy stories, right? In the 19th century, is when people actually did some fucking schizo shit. For example, Van Cornelius Vanderbilt, who built a railroad empire, was one of the original magnates, business magnates, and robber barons. This guy started in ferry boats, and do you know how people would determine what ferry boats were able to use what areas on the river to engage in business? No, they didn't have licenses that you had to pay for to determine who gets to use what parts of the river to engage in business. Instead, they just beat the fuck out of each other for territory, like an
Works too.
actual gang. And that's how it was. You literally had to fisticuffs your competition.
Chewy, is that your
It is.
Chewy? Is that your ancestors?
And then another thing too, in the 19th century, there's a practice called Shanghaiing. And what does that mean? Well, so sailing ships were not a particularly desirable job, to the point where captains of ships would literally kidnap teenagers and force them to work on the ship. Literally just capture them and kidnap them and threaten to made them work on the ship, or they'd be thrown overboard in the middle of the sea to die. Right, and this is
I think
called
there
Shanghaiing.
I think there
And
was also taking people out, getting them blackout drunk, and then just when they're passed out, dragging them on the boat and leaving the coast and be like, "You're a sailor now."
yep. But there was a particularly unique incident, and I think it was either Oregon or Washington. I think it was Oregon, but there was a kid who was engaged by a mining company to move dynamite and blasting caps up and down the river to deliver dynamite and blasting caps to their various mines, right? And he was about to get shanghaied, right? Literally, had four guys, grown ass men around this 14-year-old boy whose sole job it is to run a small ferry boat to deliver dynamite and blasting caps. And these guys are gonna Shanghai him, right? They take over the boat, and they're like, "Oh man, you're gonna have to work with us now, right?" And this kid pulls out a pocket full of blasting caps and says, "I'll blow us all to Timbuktu if you don't let me go." And they got off the barge.
Hey, engineer, how do
I
you know
didn't
so
used to
many obscure fighting parables from the 1800s?
I like history.
he reads books. I used to think Timbuktu was a fake, like made up place. I was shocked to find out it was real.
And you know what? I'll even include my source right
Albuquerque.
here. This is my source right here. And mind you, you could buy dynamite at the hardware store, no questions asked, cash, no paperwork, no BS, up
You
until
needed it.
1972. And honestly, you could still get dynamite. I can still get dynamite easily. If I need to blast something, I just make it. It's not hard to make.
They're going on a list.
Hell
Is there
yeah.
on the
You gonna
list?
Look,
send me that recipe?
you can look it up. It's not hard. It's literally 19th century technology. It's not hard.
There's a YouTuber I watch that explores his like old abandoned mine on his property, and he comes across just the like abandoned nitroglycerin, and he just fucking handles it like an idiot.
No,
Is it the silver
look,
mine?
nitroglycerin is
Yeah, it's the
unstable. If you shake it too much, it will blow up. But
right. So
it's
you shouldn't touch it.
no, it's not that unstable. So long
Okay.
as you're careful and you don't shake it, it's fine.
How vigorously we talking here?
Or drop
Oh,
it like impact?
Because I could
so
drop it.
okay. Have you ever moved liquid? Have you ever moved a glass of water or milk that's filled to the brim?
I feel like
If
that's handling it too carefully for.
yeah, well, if you do that, you'll be fine. I've done it myself. It's not that
I,
big of a deal.
I feel like if I came across it with like a bunch of idiots exploring somewhere, it would not be exercised with that much caution.
Well, you just got to know how much caution you got to exercise. It's as simple as that. But if you mix it with diatomaceous earth, and then it becomes dynamite. So all you have to do
Holy
is
shit.
mix nitroglycerin with diatomaceous earth, and then it becomes
Wait, isn't
dynamite.
it diatomaceous?
You
I've
can
always
pronounce
pronounced it.
Yes.
either way. It doesn't really matter.
I've never heard a human soul ever use it that way.
You have to understand that when you have a vocabulary that you obtain by reading and not talking, you end up getting weird pronunciations for things.
Ooh, I have one. I have one here. PD, I'm gonna type something in the side chat. I want you to pronounce it. Are you looking in the side chat?
Okay,
Well,
hold
I
up.
have one too.
I think okay. I think PD Engineer is gonna get this, but I'm gonna
Okay,
okay.
I want this one.
Hitherto.
Dude, PD Engineer. Until I was like 12, I fucking pronounced that hit her toe.
No, you did.
Oh,
Bro, like one of the most retarded moments. I'm like, bro.
yeah. So, but yeah,
That's
no, like that's
I'm
look,
just
look. I'm
watching
just
video.
saying, right? If you're getting mugged, pulling out a stick of dynamite's a pretty effective way to make them leave you alone, or revealing your terrorist bomb jacket.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh my god, the side chat is so fucking funny right now.
I'm sorry, I was hot miking giggling about it.
You guys.
It's okay. We
Oh
don't
my
cucking.
god.
We believe you. You don't cucking fart. You don't sit and watch other people fart in front of you.
She does though. That's the thing. I think she literally does.
New fetish. Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, yeah, a suicide vest of explosives is how you get guaranteed zero mugged. Every mugger will immediately back off and run away. 100% effective.
But what probability do you assign to them like pulling out a lighter and trying to blow it up?
That's not modern explosives use electronic ignition and detonators and blasting caps. They don't. There's no fuses. They're not. The, fire will not make modern plastic explosives detonate.
Oh, you said dynamite.
Like RTX and stuff?
Yeah, well, RDI. There's lots of plasticizers.
Or Anfo? You just have like a bunch of Anfo packets and
Yep. And by the way, even dynamite needs a blasting cap. The blasting cap for dynamite can be something as simple as black powder, but the fuse goes to a detonator. It doesn't just go to dynamite.
the engineer. Have you seen that guy on YouTube who bought an old ghost town and he's like refurbishing it?
I have. Damn
Didn't
nice.
he,
Nice
didn't he burn
Christmas.
it down too?
No, I thought he was paying people to live there.
He claimed that there was an electrical fire like 2 weeks after he bought it that burned down the entire hotel. But there's strong rumors that he arsoned it so that he could re-permit it and not have to deal with the historical site.
Huh.
Is it
I
the
believe
silver
it.
mine in California?
Yeah, it's called Cerro Gordo.
Yeah, I love that guy. I'm looking at it right now. Ghost Town living. He found
The other,
Levi's eventually.
the other one that's super good, that's an active mine, that's not just a ghost mine, is Mountain Baker Mining and Minerals. There's a gold mine in Oregon where this guy like does active blasting and like processes the ore, puts it through a crusher and then like a shaker table. Shows he's like,
Subscribed.
yeah, it's pretty good. He has like a lumber channel too, where he like goes out in the middle of nowhere and like gets trees for his mine, for like timber and stuff.
The lumber community, the internet lumber community.
Yeah, trees are actually crazy valuable too. Like I did, like a good tree is like a couple $100 for like a single
I'm
tree.
the Lorax. I speak for the tree.
I'm Lorax and I speak for the trees.
You do 5 trees a day, you know, it's $1,000 a day.
Hell yeah. We're learning all about the cost of various plants in our garden game. You should join us.
Nice lead in. That was good.
That's the only way I know how to explain anything anymore.
You know when you're trying to wait for the timer and you have to get the mushrooms before it rains, but then it's snowing, so you want to do it then, and and then you gotta harvest your other ones, but then it's golden, and then your snail
Oh,
eats half of your
trust me, I
harvest.
know. I
Is any of this real?
hard relates to all of it.
I just made all of that up from
That's
listening
why
to
I
people
keep
talk.
literally every plant in a pot and then I only put it out into the soil at the exact right moment so it can be dawn lit or amber lit, and then I wait for it to rain or snow before harvesting. That's
This
why I
is
have 1,001 pots in my inventory, obviously, for such moments.
this makes sense now.
Yeah, yeah.
What? There's a new season of Primal coming out? Gentry Jerkowski? Oh my.
Oh, pretty girl Trashy. I love you. I still love you. I'll give you a nice chin scratch. Just like old days.
There's a cat, crash a cat.
love Trashy very much.
Trashy was not very nice before your dad either, so she kind of loved him too.
I don't know if that's true.
She
but
was
okay.
always shy.
We'll tell
She-
that story. I do think that's okay. That part is true. That part is true. He definitely softened up. I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. Yeah.
Remember that those CDs they used to sell late night with that song, like Love's Greatest Hits or whatever.
Oh, you mean like
And
the top 12 or whatever? Yeah, they just
yeah,
had tons of
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, and it would always be that song, like in the commercial.
Mhm.
Yeah, those commercials will never leave my mind.
Kitty, kitty.
Yeah, I think we thought
Just my
she's
little
like a
baby.
big cat, so she's a little tidy, but we've shown her our family
Just
photos.
my
And
little
she's really,
sting.
Mhm.
she's learned to love a little bit.
You think she just came from a random like adoption place?
Yeah.
The story behind that's so funny. But look at her, she's still kicking and still happy.
She's very happy, right? She's very happy.
Mhm. She looks like she's not so chunky anymore too. She looks like she's getting healthy.
Getting the right size. Now Nibbles
Yeah.
just gained about 5, 6 pounds. It looks like
Well, she got fixed. That happens, girl.
cat now.
Are they getting along any better?
A little bit.
I think the getting fixed helps with like a little bit of the like bitchy needling.
And the hormones. I wanna know what love is. Maybe you can show me.
Kitty, kitty.
Cereal o'clock.
Okay, so this is an interesting data set. There are, you know what? I don't even know exactly. Let's see if I can get the right number. Okay, 2 terabytes. Trying to figure out how many rows. What's a terabyte? A trillion?
I think.
Or like a little more, a tad more.
So 1.3 trillion. So like 1.4. Let's see, a row. Exquisitely small amount, actually. See how much data a row takes. Typical row.
Wait, what are you doing?
Trying to calculate how many rows this data set is. Let me see.
Wait, how did you get your turtle to be rainbow?
Bake a lot of turtles.
It was born like that.
Your pets can be born rainbow?
Anyone can be
Oh,
born.
sweet summer child, if only you knew what this game has for you.
That
Oh my
is the most
gosh.
important thing in the game.
Wow. I'm so far behind.
How many eggs did you have to hatch for that?
A lot.
Was it a mythic egg?
Okay, so it's 152 bytes per row, and there's 1.4 terabytes of bytes. Billion, trillion. So 9 billion row database. That's not that bad actually. That's for now. There's more than that. Maybe like 10 billion plus rows. I think there's databases that deal with that kind of scale.
Do you have a timestamp for each row?
Oh yeah, every tick. Unix
A
timestamp.
lot of times for those like telemetry based databases where you have a huge amount of data at a really high data rate, there you want to like use a separate database that abuses that.
Oh
It'll
yeah,
kind of like bundle everything based on the timestamp.
yeah. There's time series databases. Somewhat depends on what you're trying to.
You gonna train some
With
back
SQL,
test?
you typically have with SQL you'll typically just get like a random, you know, key, unique identifier key, but there's other databases that are designed to use the timestamp itself as the unique identifier.
So 2 terabytes. I can put this in RAM. Might be able to put this in RAM.
That's a flex nowadays.
Yeah, a lot of stuff I'm doing is at the very least I can use 2 8x.
But aren't you gonna stand up like a database server and query it? You don't need the entire data set in RAM.
You might want it in RAM.
I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do, but like, like for example, if you're doing a bulk operation on one ticker, that's going to reduce your data set significantly. Assuming this is like a bunch of different tickers, or you didn't
Yeah,
say what this was.
yeah. It's all tickers, all ticks.
But if you have multiple users, then you're gonna need RAM.
I think the reason you want RAM is if you wanted to. Basically, one of the things they want to do is sequence similarity. I have those for 1 minute candles, but not for tick. Probably make 1 second candles first, but even for backtesting, I think you'd want it in RAM. So you just need to go through this quickly and
I mean, with backtesting, are you always going to be chunking it? Like backtesting, if you're applying an algorithm, you care about the context of a given timestamp, and you're kind of going, you know, linearly in time. You're moving from one
yeah,
tick to the next. You don't really need, the timestamps from 3 days in the past when you're at a particular slice. You only care about the start, the one that's next, and the one that you just came from.
I still think there's no reason not to memory map it if you can. Because it's a big job anyway.
I think it just comes down to like, what are you trying to do with it, to be honest. But
Yeah. No, I mean the RAM costs a lot, obviously. So if you can avoid RAM, that's great, but it depends on how much latency. I think disk to you have to do some kind of pipelining because the disk to RAM load times are going to be pretty brutal.
Are you gonna colo that or try and get a
No, it's
subscription?
through backtesting.
Ah,
Can you? Can the is the access orderable? Is the
Yeah,
main question. If the access is orderable, then it's fine on disk.
yeah, you can pipeline it and have it
If it's
sync.
orderable, in fact, you just put it on disk and let the VM take care of it.
I still think you have to write it right. It's a lot of data to go through if you don't have much RAM.
Is this just a job that runs in the background, or is this like someone wants to run a custom analysis that needs
You
to
need
run
to run
real
it.
time?
It runs in the back. There's both use cases. So the first use case is the trad use case. The second use case was generally not possible. But with the advent of some of these really fast GPUs and large GPUs, I think it's starting to become more possible. I talked to Citadel. They said they never seen anything like like it. But I think if you've got say 10 terabytes of physics, there's very few. There's some AWS instance of I think 16 terabytes, but that's CPU. And then of course, like I said, the B300 has around 2 terabytes total. So a B300 is what, like $3-4 million. So you can rent them for like $40 an hour, and you would need like say 5 of them. So it's a $25 million cluster. Hold all the ticks and memory. Obviously, to do a back test, you have this like processor bound if you do it right, but you don't want it to become disk bound, and it may become disk bound unless you have a lot of RAM.
There's
The
also a
RAM is
model of these kind of processes where you, rather than thinking of it as a database query, you set up like a bunch of parallel machines, and then you just time order stream all the data through them as fast as you can. And then, so like in a service model, if it's like, okay, the public makes requests and you can shove that much RAM through these, like that much data through these processes, you just say like once a second, we shove the entire data set through this process. And people get on the next bus if they're for
I
the
guess the
query, if
question
that
there
makes
is
sense.
what's your disk to RAM differential?
Well, you're no longer latency bound if you can structure the problem that way. You can,
Yeah.
what modern NVMe is what, 8 terabytes a second? Or 8 gigabits a second?
I've
So like
still had
your processor probably can't do 8 gigabytes a second.
I've still had disk to RAM. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think in this case, like the instance I used was not great. Um, as you may know, with AWS, one of the problems is that you actually have to set your disk speed. It's actually
Oh
pretty
yeah,
brutal.
yeah, yep,
Yeah. And like the ops per second or whatever,
yeah,
IOPS, I think it was called.
yeah.
So I had a pretty bad time with that instance actually. I've been having comparatively much better time with GPUs. And it's not like that AWS instance is that much cheaper, to be honest.
How big is the full data set again?
That's actually an open question. So I would budget 10 terabytes. What's interesting is depending on your need, it could either be the full amount or you might be able to represent it in a better way.
Let's see. Let me think for a second.
But yeah, look, nobody's ever done something like what I'm trying to do. So the general workflow at an HFT firm is you do jobs overnight. Like this is preposterous amounts of processing and data. So like the only hope is a GPU, I think, because you need to pipeline and parallel Sunflower. And if you don't do that, I think I mean, 16,000 cores will do the trick, right? Like 6,428 cores, like what are you going to do with that? You know?
Let me do a calculation. Give me.
GPUs, like this is honestly a new use case for GPUs.
The framework I use struggles with daily data for all tickers, so tick data for all tickers.
It's also globally.
Yeah,
it's global, and it can. This is only going back 10 years. I can go back like 30 or 40 years. And then there's all kinds of dimensions of data we could do too. I mean, that's, another thing. There's also, I'm not even including L2 data or options. I'll include those and forget about it.
Wait, but really quick, why in any of these use cases do you need that much data at one time?
So it depends on what it depends on what you're asking, I guess. If you're asking if the market has seen the situation before, that would be,
Can't that be compressed? Can't you do that can't you do one run of any time series and parameterize it in whatever shapes you care about and just store that in a database? That's a historical fact.
It's whatever the user cares
about. What do you say?
I think the shape is whatever maybe the user cares about.
What's the user care about?
If you imagine, I'm just thinking of this from a hardware perspective. If you have a 10 terabyte data set and say you spread it out on fast 1 terabyte NVMEs, I think that means you can stream an entire 1 terabyte NVMe out in about 2 minutes.
To RAM?
That's how, to RAM. You can get it out of the disk into anything. Like that's the speed of the NVMe. At assuming 8 gigabytes a second.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
a 1 terabyte NVMe is like $50. But you can a 1 terabyte NVMe is like $50.
Yeah, but it is slow if you think about it.
But you just add more of them. This is like the old RAID thing. So you buy, 1,000 $50 NVMEs, and all they do is just over and over dump their fraction of the data into some process.
You might be processor bound at that point.
Yeah.
Unless you're using a GPU.
Yeah. And you can do this with GPUs actually too. If you set it up right, the GPU can actually DMA directly off of the NVMe. It's a pain, but it's possible.
But Martin, when you said that you wanted to be able to know if a particular time series pattern has happened in the past, like if you can bound that to, I don't know, 1,000 different patterns that people might select, you can just run one batch job and cache all of that.
They're more.
And then when I look it up, it'll be instantaneous because you'll be pulling from a cache.
So I've done some of that. I use a library called Face, FAISS, and there's definitely, how much accuracy you want to give up is up to the client. You could coerce everything into literally 2 shapes, smooth or jagged if you wanted. And then, anything is fine as, perfect perfect similarity. But in terms of back testing, you basically have to stream the time series through your algorithm for each stock remember P&L, notate P&L somewhere. It's a much more rigorous process, and I'll once I have the data together, I'll do some experiments with how fast it can be done. Um, but in general, querying the data, downloading the data, performing calculations on the data, these are the general things. There's no one absolute. For example, some people may want Euclidean distance on 4 dimensions: price, volume, high, low. Another person may want 10 dimensions, including a less frequent time series like earnings, or like a Boolean, like is the company in the technology sector, true or false, um, which would just be the same value for the time series forever, or more of like a quarterly or monthly time series. They may even want it with a time series joined or whatever with a time series that's some arithmetic operation with a time series that's unrelated, like GDP. Um, so it's up to the user. It's like, my job these days is helping people gamble. It's not gambling itself. So whatever they want to query about, like here's these. I had to just redo this query because I'm doing the SPY, and so SPY, it looks like there's around, over the 10-year period, around a billion trades. Um,
That's it.
yeah, you would think there'd be more, right?
That's like what everyone trades, like as a beginner at least.
Yeah, billion's a lot. um, Not a billion shares, right? A billion
I mean,
trades.
yeah, but like think of like a lot of people might do like more than 100 SPY trades a day
Sure.
if they're scalping. Like it just seems low.
Wait, when you said it's a billion, over what time period, roughly?
10 years. You said.
10 years. No, I don't think it'd be all of it.
That sounds
Could you
right
use
to me.
JSON with that? Do you know
How many
real
how
time
many
Chris?
SPY trades do you think happen a day?
Oh, probably like hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
I guess
You think?
3 million. Three
Millions?
million.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
that's
I
probably
don't think
it's
so.
probably less. Let's see.
I mean, they execute on like a 1 millisecond
I
tick
mean,
or something, so it's only
I
so many
did
milliseconds.
5 of them today myself personally, and I barely even trade.
Damn, 75 to 80 million.
No, that's volume, dude.
It says it trades around 75 to
That's
Shares.
amount of shares. Okay, 1 million to 3 million trades per day.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that
said
doesn't
three.
surprise me at all. Yeah, that
I
Okay,
said
so
three
how many
million.
hundreds of
days are
thousands.
there? Crazy question, but how many trading days are
365.
there in a year?
How many trading days? Like 200 probably.
Maybe 250?
365.
Yeah,
It's
that's
252.
4 years, and the volume decreases once you go back in
252 a
time.
year.
Yeah, 252 is the average with holidays and all that.
So say 2,500 trading days in 10 years.
Yeah.
On average, say 2 million. So that's 5 billion.
Yeah,
But go back five
way
years, and the
more than a
volume's
billion.
probably significantly lower.
Oh yeah, it was way less before than it is now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. We're starting with 10
COVID
years.
popularized like people trading from home on with SPY like only a few years ago.
Yeah, so it's at this run rate a billion, but we'll probably go up to more like 5 to 10. So in any event, I had to rewrite this guy because the my script wasn't set up to really like get massive amounts. Like, so in one day, a million rows is 150 megabytes, maybe 200 megabytes. That's an API call. I have to make 3,653 because that's how many days there are in 10 years.
Do, do you know real time Chris?
No.
Okay, because he's a programmer who specializes in that specific, like in how to put immense data sets into script.
They call
He's
them
on
quants.
GitHub, um, but he's also on Discord. But he's like he's good at like taking other people's and making them way faster and more efficient, which sounds kind
There's
of
a
like
group of people like this called quantitative investors. It's a big industry.
yeah, he's just
The
doing
guy,
coding. He's not even doing it for the money.
the guy that wrote the most popular backtesting framework unfortunately died too, and now it's unmaintained.
Is this unique? How is this differ from trad backtesting? Is trad
Um,
backtesting not trade by trade? Is it like average
yeah, I think
average price?
it's the parallelizing of the job, just doing it on a GPU. That's the
I don't know.
main.
Where my mind goes, I just think it's so silly to try to do this like on demand. I feel like the megabyte way to do this is to do one gargantuan like run of all possible patterns.
No. So that's just for sequence similarity. That's just one use case for back testing. Someone will say, "Show me my P&L if I bought every stock in the S&P, hold it for 5 seconds, sold it, waited 5 seconds, and shorted it for 5 seconds, sold it for 5 seconds, for the last 10 years or something." It should be easy to calculate, but and then somebody says, "Okay," and the computer says, "Here it is." Today, that job literally takes an entire day. Which is crazy. Maybe even several days. Um,
How are the strategies usually expressed? Like, how would you programmatically express that?
yeah.
I would give them retard blocks, give them like drag and drop blocks that they have to use, and every one of those blocks is something you cache so that it would be instantaneous.
There's no way to do it all,
Yeah, the
right?
technology's too high.
You can't do it all, of course, but I mean, it's like T12 was saying, like, what are like the three pieces? Are they gonna care about?
These are creative. They're writing these are like Python notebooks, like to answer the question. Like these guys are saying while GDP is rising, they express rising with like while GDP index 0 is above GDP index 4 and GDP index 0 is above index 1, that Boolean. Um, and iterate over all technology stocks. If the revenue is rising, buy the stock. If the revenue is falling, sell the stock. No matter what, sell all your stocks after 3 months and recover and get out of the short after 3 months and get that P&L daily over the last 10 years. And at any moment, the guy would be like, actually do it for biotech stocks and wants to see that return too. So nobody's ever made a tool like that other than in the walls of DE Shaw and things like that. But they're still a ways away from something ultra scale.
I guess if
There's
you
some,
want to like significantly increase the speed at which someone can answer, I don't see how you can get around that without abusing caching or like just spending a disgusting amount of money. Those
well,
are the only two, or like some really
Oh,
ultra
I
clever
mean,
math. Those are
there's
the
no,
three categories.
it's about structuring what the queries are. Like, it sounds, I'm for interpreting your query as like stream a, all of some, like, select a bunch of time series streams, stream them all by a state machine, and resolve the final state of that state machine, or I don't know, a graph of this
yeah.
space over time or something that's always the format of the query. The trick to these is like bounding the query. Like, if there's rules about the query, then you can set the system up to make it efficient. If it's like free form SQL party time, where you can just do whatever you want in like a super expressive language, then yeah, it all is
Sometimes it's really
suffering.
painful because it's literally like for all stocks. Um, do like one really painful example is these are just bits, which is still not enough.
Yeah,
You actually do need the bid asks as well. So a
yeah.
change in bid ask is what quants call a quote. and a change in price is what quants call a trade, or a spread. And so you really are talking about maybe 100 terabytes because you're talking also about different market regimes. Um, and if you want to do international stocks, the rumor is you can get about 100 terabytes of quotational data. Um, so imagine processing that. And if you have a system, quote unquote, that is supposed to be a trading system that is good at trading, like kind of independently of the asset class or independently of, say, whatever, because say it's a market maker. It's very rare to have a system like that, but just take it with a grain of salt for a second. Your market maker or whatever kind of system you have is this like all-encompassing, whatever, like comprehensive system. Imagine trying to train that on 100 petabytes of tabular time series data. Like pretty big compute job. Needless to say. No matter how you slice it, even if you could parallelize it over B200s, B300s, those things aren't cheap. Those are really expensive machines. And even with the Xeon cluster, you still have message passing problems there, right? Like you maybe you put stocks A, even like half of A on one box, you get second half of A on the next box, or even worse than that, A on one box, A B on the next box, etc. And you can maybe collate, get all the results at the end and sort of chuck them into another job. That could be doable perhaps.
The saving grace is in a time streaming sense. In any second of any day in history, the total width is actually narrow.
Yes.
Like the quote for the every quote or every bid in any 1 second period of time is probably not more than what, tens or twenties of megs or something for 1 second.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like that means an observer can see all of it, like all of it at once, as long as you're time bound.
There may be some issues with this, so I think it's like one of these things where writing it on paper it sounds great, but in reality the problems start to amount. For example, the portfolio state is something that has to be broadcast to all workers. So let's say, otherwise you can obviously have some big problems. So let's say the portfolio is long Microsoft. Well, the worker working on NVIDIA needs to know that.
Yeah.
Or you might end up in a pretty bad linear approximation that's, overweight, one or more stocks. So, like, the guy, if you put out a bid, and by the way, these are nanosecond timestamped, which is insane. Yeah. That's the NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange went from micro to NASDAQ to nanosecond timestamps because they want to be able to arbitrate who was there first on a trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nuts. But again, I think, high frequency trading is a bit of a different ballpark, but assume like machine bought at, say, 100 milliseconds, bought NVIDIA. At 150 milliseconds, you may want to lower your Microsoft bid as a result. So the machine has to know all orders in flight. And so there's probably like one central machine that knows all that. So now your sharding is kind of a bit fucked because every, say, 50 to 100 milliseconds, you have to go sync with the big box what orders are in the order book.
Well, maybe. I mean, again, if you stream the entire world's information and we're saying that's only 20 megs a second, it's just about building a state machine in you have like a magic chip that's the observer. And
what I'm worried,
it sees everything. It knows the state of it. If it wants to keep track of some intermediate state, that can be part of its state machine. And there is no cross-system communication. Like, as long as you can fit its whole state in one place, you just have to shove the whole world's data by it real quick.
Yeah, I'm worried about that because if it's 100 terabytes, there's no disk that can hold that.
Well, 100 terabytes? No, there is.
What's that?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you can buy 64 terabyte NVMe's that run fast.
Yeah, no, you can. You have to do that on-prem, obviously. But then you still have to pipeline master. Okay, so master portfolio worker needs to like see all the quotes for that, say 50 millisecond intervals, make its decisions, say every 10 to 50 milliseconds. Like you said, take the 20 to 50 megabytes that come in, make your decision, take the next 20 to 50 milliseconds or megabytes that represent 100 milliseconds, and then keep going. You know what I'll do? That'll be interesting because I think this is obviously the kind of best way to do it. And again, like you can you can just literally change the tapes out, to use an old term, like when they're up to the next, day. It's like, all right. I think the issue you're going to find here is you have to move the data. Yeah, it's good. I want to see how much 100 milliseconds of the stock market information is, and I suppose I can give you that now, right? Like, I have downloaded the fraction I've downloaded isn't.
Yeah.
It's probably. It looks like it's
Gotta
50%.
get ya.
More, let's, for argument's sake, say 30%. I've downloaded 2 terabytes of 10-year data. So I've downloaded 2 terabytes for, say, 3 years of market data. So arguably 800 gigabytes is 1 year market data. So say, for example, one day is, say, 4 gigabytes. So there's 7 hours in the stock market, roughly. Maybe 6.5, actually. So call each hour a gigabyte, and call each there's 3,600 minutes in an hour. So 1 gigabyte.
Like the raw data rate's low.
Divided by 3,600 is 277 megs a minute. Which
a minute
per second. Yeah, 277. Yep. Okay, so that's four. Yeah, so it's 4 gigs. No, 4 megs. That's right. We said it was a gig a day, roughly, right? Yeah. That's a gigabyte per day, 6.5 hours in a trading day. So this is how many bytes? This is 153 megabytes per hour.
Yeah, it's like nothing.
Yeah, per hour, there's 60 minutes per, so 42 kilobytes a second.
Yeah, like a modem.
Seems too.
That's not bad.
That doesn't seem right. Yeah.
But I think regardless, even if our order is off, it's like that's just.
It's still not much either way.
Yeah, yeah. Like if think about it as being a quant fund or something, and you have your ultra low latency link. They care about the latency, but like the raw throughput, I think is small.
That seems
and
accurate.
it's just you're playing that back. Like the problem is if you're trying to play back everything. Say you have the giant computer at the edge of some high frequency trading firm. Your search is essentially saying like play the entire history back against a virtual copy of that HFT machine, and it's like how do you do that quickly?
That seems accurate, Martin, because I've had days where I'm running my bot and the market cap of the stock I'm trading is like $10 billion, and there's just no orders for like 10, 15 seconds in Interactive Brokers. It's like massive company, massive market cap, but there's just like no volume. Even some like small micro cap is like.
I maybe could believe it. It would mean that there's 562 trades a second. There's around 8,000 active equities. Many of them don't trade. But that still puts it a little lower than I would thought. But T-Tal's point remains, which is even if it were this says 85 kilobytes per second. honestly, even if it were 85 like megabytes a second, that wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be off by literally an order, 3 orders of magnitude, and it's still not that scary.
Now, I think the GPU case of GPUs, I think, are actually poorly architected for streaming data because, like, GPUs are all about cache hiding. Like the whole point is to like define an operation where you can play cache games, and this is more like stream processing. And so it's the kind of thing where like the dream world implementation is more like what the HFT people do, where you stream data past an FPGA and you implement your search as a thing that just saw all the data on the FPGA, and it can keep up with basically as fast as you can shove data through this thing. So you want to be far, 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 far above real time. So can you get like 100 gigabits per second through this state machine? And then the whole problem is reduced to like, how long does it take to transfer your database off disk?
Yeah, it's a little easier if you have like, if you already know what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like, so the FPGA, you have like your trading program ready to go. I think on the training side, you probably could still do it with an FPGA. I just don't know. Jason,
When you say training, is it implying that you're training a model, or that you're
no, more back. It's back testing, yeah. It's hypothesis testing. You can also train models too, but that's another story. But Jason did a lot of Verilog at Two Sigma, and you know that's definitely something that quants and not just HFTs, but quants in general have a lot of experience in. But I think you lose a little flexibility.
Oh no, it's a fucking nightmare. It's like a giant pain in the ass, but it's fast. I mentioned this. It seems like a lot of these strategies would be highly branchy, like things that you can reduce into matrix operations work fantastically well on GPUs, but things that are like, if this case but this, and then check this other thing, and then if these
That's
are
why
this, like
most of the guys using FPGAs are futures traders, where it's just like, I'm buying or selling, and that's it. I'm trading S&P 500. I buy, I sell.
Yeah.
That's that. And yeah, as opposed to like, no, I've made, you know, a factor model of the whole S&P, and I'm adjusting these coefficients very slowly. Yeah, some of these things can be really rough. So I don't know. We'll see. It'll be fun. I think our clients like sequence similarity, and you know, as other ways to kind of like get them data sets that they can ideally have a distributed like system to play with. So like most of these systems like don't really give you a great like notebook environment to go ham on. Bloomberg is a new thing called bquant that is not very good, but it's $250K a year. And yeah, I've told one quant fund that like realistically building out like a whole thing on GPUs for them would be like 10 million bucks. Because it's just like D. Shaw's invested way more in their system. But you know, the problem with a lot of those systems is like D. Shaw is an on-prem system that's just like old that they have to maintain.
Yeah.
And like of course they upgrade it and stuff like that, but it's like sometimes like being stuck in your ways is not a good thing if you have like a very fast moving industry like finance, where like, okay, we need to try to do this or that, but like at the same time, like having that like IP can sometimes last for years, where you're just making money off the system that you made.
Yeah, I think you could do this just fine in the cloud world. It would you're trading capex for operating costs, and it probably will always perform a little worse.
Yeah, and reliability is still a question mark for both cases because training is not so bad, but when you have a live trading system, you really have to make sure that you have fail-safe backups and all that stuff.
Is that the like target eventually? Is it like start off as a back tester and then
I think that
eventually trade?
I don't think we'd ever trade for account too much. I think that we might want to do co-location work because that's also pretty high margin from what we understand. But we're not opposed to trading. I just think it's like the whole ethos of a company like ours is to sell the tools, and make more money than the gamblers by giving the gamblers the best tools that they need, and you take a little from each gambler, and that's more and more people are gambling this way, where they want to look at data and make decisions, more generically than the way it's been done before. Thinking about a stock and its fundamentals is basically a dying breed.
Trying to think of how, like, if you wanted to set this up as you have a couple man shop and you want to build a system to do this yourself and none of the existing tools work, what would you have to do? You'd have to like
It's a nightmare.
pay,
Yeah.
you have to pay a lot of money just for the data.
Just to get started, it's going to be a lot.
Yeah. And then you have to buy a lot of compute, and you have a bunch of compute infrastructure. You have a bunch of storage. You have like the operating. If you put it in the cloud, it's like, you at rest you have your hundreds of terabytes of data or whatever, or your 3 petabytes of data. That just costs you millions a year just to
A lot of
have
guys
the disk.
A lot of guys skinny down that request, that like scope, right? So like
we're just doing these 5 things, or just this one sector, or these 2 or something.
Or just honestly one algorithm. They already decided what algorithm they want to run. They don't need to back test.
I see.
That kind of thing, or they'll forward test, or I don't know. Like there's definitely like places that are like, oh, we do market making. This is the algorithm. We decided the algorithm. This is it. So
it just feels like, in some sense, having the data in one place with the compute next to it in any way to express the problem gets how many people, like, from we would never even venture on this to we'll write a check.
I think so. I mean, that's the response we got from a lot of people. I think the problem is like a lot of these guys don't want you to see their strategies. That's certainly one thing. Yeah. So they but at the same time, like I think, we've gotten some pretty good feedback, and like the Palantir model of like we'll not only give you these tools, but like we'll also do the work for you to like embed a person and like just do it with you. Is something that like
fractional quant.
A little bit more, forward deployed quant. Forward deployed quant is not a bad way to do it, but like, yeah, I think some of these guys do want independence, but I think that if you really had to put on like how many people have a truly distributed, large scale, fast system that could express any quantitative question, I don't think that number is more than 20. So it's definitely with clean data that's accurate, that goes back, it's high resolution. Yeah, I think it's a fairly limited number, but things have started to change because NASDAQ and NYSE and guys like that have been keeping records a lot better. But again, this still applies to fundamental data, economic data, so corporate data. All those things are still a little bit iffy. So yeah, you're right that, I mean, having it all in one place is a W, and there's definitely one company that's starting to move in this direction. And it's obvious as like the whole world has gone quant that there's no alpha in making like Bloomberg or TradingView like tools. The where the puck is going, so to speak, is definitely in mathematical expressions of financial ideas, not some kind
Staring
of
graphs.
yeah, And, you know, the more sophisticated ideas, the better, including neural networks, including transformers, including, you know, I think like the next mind-blowing thing is literally transformers time series and things like that, where you can embed price and news stories and, you know, things like that, tweets. I mean, how much can you shove in this thing? And I do think there has to be diminishing returns at some point, but you know, it's these people do want access to everything, and we do have one of the biggest news databases. Is one thing I pride our success on, but it could always be bigger. So today I was getting 1950s annual reports on Bloomberg. Yeah, I mean, on any of these systems, they pretend like nothing happened before the year 1990. And while that's probably a safe assumption, it's just intrinsically wrong, right? Like if you, for whatever reason, wanted to do research on like market cycles, we talk about all the time here, right? Like we're like, oh, what was the industrial revolution like? It's similar to AI. Well, what did the stocks prices do back then? You cannot find that information anywhere. I know where to find it, but it's very hard to find. Like and you would think Bloomberg would have it. So I was just asking, what did the dot-com bubble look like with Webpan and Kazaa and companies like that were like just bizarre, short-lived companies. Bloomberg pretends they don't exist. Can't even find it. So it is it is like a huge problem out there with missing data. And you talk to any quant, they'll tell you like doing a back test without missing data or without deleted data, prior data that's now not part of the new, you know, it's not in the new distribution, is like just overfitting 101, right? Like you're asking for major trouble. So
didn't Renaissance do a lot of this? Didn't they buy like a lot of esoteric data sources?
That's one of the 20 I would say that are, and I think 20 may be an overestimate, to be frank.
Well, maybe 20, but 5 that the outside world could ever interact with or something.
Yeah, I would say like, yeah, it could be as little as, you know, 5. You know, that have truly good, well-engineered systems that aren't just like herder, we make markets, and the past data kind of doesn't even matter that much. It's like difference to make. You know, we buy at price point YX and we sell at price point ZX.
What do you think
the
on disk, just all of the financial data you could imagine in human history for all of this? Like, what do you think the total size is?
No more than an exabyte. That's 1,000 petabytes, right?
Yeah. Is this including like all credit card transactions and like personal finance stuff to build models, or just like stock market?
Just market, like trades, market trade.
Trades, news, financials, things like that. Yeah, I'd say like no more than somewhere between 500 petabytes and 1,000. I'm sorry. Yeah, 500 petabytes to 1,000 petabytes. And that's global, all securities. Why do you ask? It's an interesting question.
I just like, I'm just trying to put it in my naive streaming terms of like, how much would you need to push the entire data set of financialized history past a computer? Like all of it, just all of it ever.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, it's a lot, but it's like, okay, once a day. I mean, you mentioned the batch size of, you know, a one day batch size, like.
Yeah, it may not be that bad. Yeah, it says that cold storage is 10 to 20 mil a year. Hot storage could be for NVMe 100 to 300 million a year. Holy moly!
Yeah, but not when you. I mean, the per year if you're on-premming it doesn't work. I mean, at these volumes, you only on-prem. You just buy a brick of NVMe's and put them in a building. It doesn't even take up that much space. Might take a lot to keep it on.
Someone tells you materially lower, they're either ignoring ops plus power, assuming a served compression, or lying. Like a ChatGPT. Yeah, 100 to 200 million. It's really funny. They're saying that on-prem is literally 1,000 times cheaper.
Yeah. I remember having I managed like a petabyte basically of like imaging data, and I did it on bare bones, like the cheapest garbage academic budget you could. And the university was always like, "Hey, put these on the cloud or something." And we're like, "We could buy all of our storage again every year for the cloud costs. Like, no way are we doing this."
That's wild.
It's also a very unique storage load because it's write once,
That is true.
and there's like huge advantages to write once. You could use garbage, the quality of chip you need is garbage. Like the consumerist garbage thing works fine. Doesn't wear out. No write load.
Interesting. Yeah, well, we're just getting started in this field, but it's definitely a lot of fun, and you know, we have so much interesting data sets to go through. I just don't have the time to do it all. Ace started today, so we're happy about that. But still so much to do, and yeah, the clients are the most important thing. It's whatever they want, but like you still have to have a vision of like, all right, in the long run, I want to have this. I want the AWS for finance. And what's interesting is even the like Grok and OpenAI don't have access to this data, and they're going to want, if they don't already want, access to that, where they can, if a user asks for some like complicated, thing, that's not going to work. But if a user just asks, what price was Microsoft on December 12th, 2015 at 2:52 p.m.? It has no clue. And that's like, that should be a lookup. And we can provide that API for a low price. There actually isn't a good financial API, amazingly, that you can like just like go grab a key to today and like just start banging out code. Like you have to go have a sit down, which, as you may know, programmers are notoriously.
Oh, like you gotta have a business meeting before you get it.
We've had all those. In fact, like I stress like pretty much every 2 weeks in our like all hands that like the most important thing in our business is like those stupid relationships with like New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, S&P Global. I like get on the floor and kiss S&P Global's ass every day. Every day they'll let me smooch their booty, I will smooch it. It's just a matter of booty access. But no, they're our acquirer, most likely. So, they buy a lot of companies like us for 500 to 3 billion. So it's that's the exit. But there's always other options too. I mean, they bought their biggest acquisition ever was basically a merger. They merged with a company called IHS Market, and that was a $70 billion deal. So S&P, one of the oldest companies in the world, like a 130-year-old company, started, literally Standard and Poor's, and started the index, started the bond ratings, all those things. Index was a new product for them. I think that thing started in the 70s, 60s. And they're like, bro, we're a 125-year-old company. Like, we don't innovate. Really straight up said that. They're like, we buy companies like yours. We start, with a small deal, and we're doing a small deal with them, and hopefully at some point we, can acquire you. And they do like 20 deals a year. Same thing with Moody's, which is the other bond rater, and same thing with ICE, which bought the New York Stock Exchange, for example. All these companies are just like super acquisitive. They just love to buy other companies. But it's also a question of how long do you hold out? Like we could definitely sell today, but we have to get our revenue to 8 digits and 9 digits, and by the time you're 9 digits revenue, you've got a pretty successful company. And we have a roadmap to a pretty clear runway to 9 digits of revenue. We'll hit 8 this year, inshallah, and then 9 is only a 10x from 8. So I think we'll get there, but it's still hard work and difficult, and sometimes these margins aren't that great. If you're just selling somebody else's data, it's kind of pretty crummy margin actually.
Yeah, because they know what to sell it for.
Yeah, they don't let you just. We're having that difficulty now with one vendor where they're like, your product. They told us verbatim, and this is like clear antitrust violation. But they get put me in jail. They're like, your product costs so little compared to our product that if we gave you our data, it would make our product look way too expensive. So we will not license it. Normally, I'd say that's fine, but like they will license it to other companies. The only reason they would exclude us is because we have a discount product. That is anti-competitive.
Can you say that listen, we're buying all your data, but it's not like we're just turning around and giving it to the customer. Like the customer might never see that raw data or can't directly query it. It's just used to generate their answer.
That's no. Yeah. So interestingly, finance customers do not want AI. It's really remarkable. I mean, in fact, like some of our customers tell us, we are so happy you have no AI. And of course, we're like sitting here like hacking away in some AI products, but they're just like, that's like AI is so poorly done and applied sloppily, of course, to these systems that like we don't want it. We know Bloomberg's working on something relatively large scale, but their early AI product was very poorly received. The other guys barely have anything. S&P has a small AI product that people actually do like, but in general, AIs in finance don't sound like they're gonna mesh that well. But I think it's like anything else. You have to think intelligently about how do you help your user, and I do think there are ways to do that. But yeah, it's definitely been a fun business. I think we've hit on a lot of interesting themes that have been generally ignored. The problem is like the startup school tells you to do one thing. Like every startup coach, every VC, YC, anybody with half a brain say, do one thing really, really well. Like my cardinal example I tell investors is a company called Visible Alpha. Visible Alpha just made earnings estimates, which is what this one company is, anti-competing for. They just made earnings estimates, but they did it for specific products. So there's actual earnings estimates that Wall Street provides, but just for things like number of users Roblox will have in 2030, number of cars Tesla will produce in 2028. And there's actual consensus, one from Morgan Stanley, one from JP Morgan, and they add them all up and average them. And so the average analyst predicts Tesla will sell 1.5 million cars next year. And people care about this shit because they look it up and they say, well, I think they're going to only sell 1.3 million cars. So I'm going to short Tesla, or whatever the case is. And nobody had ever thought about aggregating that data and making it easy to query. And this includes like drug sales and other things for pharma. And for drug sales, it's like pretty elemental to track each drug and what they might sell and what they might not sell. But even something like Agilent, you might like, okay, what is this business line doing? How's mass spec doing? How's, whatever doing? Yeah. And you might be like, oh, mass spec was better, but, HPLC was really bad. Something's wrong with HPLC in China or whatever. And you can get that kind of granularity. Bloomberg never did it. Nobody ever did it. And these guys did it, and they sold the company for 500 million. It's literally just expanding one table, right? Like it was
But it sounds
everyone.
like an army of analysts, like automated, or just like a bunch of people collate the data instead of you, which is valuable for someone else to collate.
Either one, I still don't know how they did it, but there is a finite number of companies that Wall Street even follows. And it's really, it's like Tesla, Nvidia, all the drug companies perhaps, but it's like maybe 500 companies that you even have to do this for. And, I guess maybe even 1,000. But like, it's 4 times a year. I think you can programmatically get the data from the banks themselves, but even if you had to manually do it,
it's
hedge funds do it. I mean, hedge funds do it, yeah. So, it's not unreasonable at all. I think these guys were all ex-hedge fund guys. They're like, yeah, we all had to go through this pain every quarter of asking Morgan Stanley and Lehman Brothers and Bank of America and all the other banks, UBS, to tell me what your estimate is. And some of those guys made portals that you could do that with. And it's a very valuable thing. And to this day, I believe they're still the only firm that does it. S&P bought them for 500 million. And they probably could have held out and kept running the business and sold it for even more, but it was a pretty good deal. So sometimes the dumbest, simplest things can sell for huge amounts, and we have like 50 of them. So like the normal advice I would give myself is just do like 1, maybe 2 of them, and just penetrate the shit out of 1 or 2 of them. But I'm too stubborn.
I think that modern startup strategy, there might be a bias of how modern financing works in there. We're like, okay, you're the Series A investor and you cash out on Series B. And like, yeah, you don't want, like, you want them to laser focus on this one thing that's going to close your position up, and like you don't give a shit about anything else.
For the entrepreneur, it's the same thing, right? I mean, you want to put 100 mil in your pocket, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, but like that doesn't mean it's the like that. I mean that's an artifact of the structure of the financing. Like, if you ignore the part where these incremental deals get cashed out successfully, like it's probably the best strategy for that. But if you're paying attention to something way in the future as the primary goal, then it might.
Yeah, I think it's execution. I think that it's mostly just like, how do you actually, great, you have 50 good ideas. How do you make 50 good products? That's not easy. That is like painstaking. Now, Bloomberg is 100 amalgamated shitty products. Some of them are actually good. Some of them are terrible. They have virtually no backtesting function, for example. So like literally the biggest financial information companies in the world, two biggest are S&P Global and Bloomberg. Neither have a backtesting product to speak of. Neither does the 4th, 5th, and 6th. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So this is the biggest trend in history is quantitative finance in Wall Street. Like, there's no bigger trend. Everyone has heard of quant fund or quant or high frequency trading, or like you can literally walk down the street and most people know what you're talking about.
Yep.
And these guys just completely missed it, and they still have missed it. I mean, the trend started 25 years ago, 30. Still kind of like, oh, we don't know how to do that.
Do you think they don't know? Do you think they don't know how? Or do you think they did like the, I don't know, where all the MBAs sit down in a room and try to figure out what the TAM is and try to figure out what they can do? And
I think you're right. It was a mix of things for sure. I think a lot of these guys basically treat the sell side as their customer more than the buy side. And then they view like the handful of quant funds, which was a handful, it's now a lot more than a handful. They view those guys as like mostly idiosyncratic. They're going to do their own thing anyway. You can't really work with them. They're not asking for help. But in like a lot of things, like I said, once I showed sequence similarity to people, they're like, "Wow, this is really cool. I want this on my desktop." The head of research for a quant fund is like, "I think every trader at our firm is going to want this." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And that's just one dumb idea. My favorite idea we have is our customers' trading data. This is like absolute gold mine. Because users really want to know now. The power of retail investing has like shaken the markets up quite a bit. We're probably at the peak of that. Like it's probably gonna cut the other way pretty hard soon. But like right now, like the average Joe is kind of in control of the stock market, and that's like very alarming. It never ends well, and you know the average institutional investor is sitting there like, what is Joe fucking Schmo gonna do with the stock? I have no clue. And we're like, we have Joe Schmo data. We have a lot of it, and we are gonna start doing crazy things like paying. I just have it now because of my following mostly, but like we're gonna start like paying people for their data, which Robinhood sort of does. They sort of subsidize you for your data. But like I have no problem paying people, just being like, hey, you want like to be paid to trade and all these other tools and shit like that.
Is that what it looks like? Is pay to trade, or does it look like pay for rights? Like we'll buy the rights, or it's like, hey, here's some casino money.
It depends. Like there's this crazy trend which is really bad shit. I don't know if you can see my screen right now. This is one of the thickest and dumbest, and there are dozens of these sites. This one is sort of a bigger one, and yeah.
Prop firms.
Yeah, so these aren't prop firms. A prop firm on Wall Street means a specific thing, which is you go and sit down. There's rows and rows of desks. It's not a major bank. It's a Joe Schmo's firm, and Joe Schmo gives you $1 million to trade. And whatever you make, Joe Schmo keeps half, and you keep half. And Joe Schmo can fire you whenever he wants. That is a prop firm. This is a scam. This is like a scam so good that I'm jealous. I'm upset I didn't think of it first. Like I kind of did, but we'll go to that in a second. So you get one of three accounts where you get to manage 50, 100, or 150K. The problem is it's not real money. It's a synthetic account that is a simulation. You have to pay them $90, $140, or $190 to
for a paper
synthetically.
trading desk.
What's that?
For a paper, for like a paper.
For paper trading, yeah. If you paper trade correctly, this is all like the first thing is like you have to pass. Once you pass, you then can get paid.
Okay, like once you've demonstrated you aren't just going to throw this fake money away, then well maybe we'll give you a little bit or something.
Yeah,
People are
then they
doing.
give
People do this
real.
on Discord.
I didn't know that. They give you real fake money. So the next step, once you have passed the fake stage, they then give you real fake money, which is like, they give you a payout. They give you 10, 20, 30, whatever percent of your statistics. Here's what's the fine print. 2024 performance statistics. 12% of all trading combines initiated were successfully completed and afforded the opportunity to advance to the funded level. 50% who entered one or more buying combines advanced to the funded level in at least one combine, and 28.3% at the funded level ever got paid.
So half of 12%, and then 1/5 of that ever got money out of this program.
Only 1% were called up to a live funded account. So I want to run these numbers at some point, but like, basically they make their money by the people trying to make the fake money go up because they give you an account that says 150K and you feel like you're trading an actual 150K, but you're not.
Yeah.
And you will blow up just like every other trader that tries to do this with real money. And you're getting your gambling itch with the fake money
For only $189 a month.
right.
I've heard of them. I've
So
heard of
do
them
they
using
never?
synthetic data. It's not even like real market data.
That's even wilder. The problem with
Yeah.
this data is not useful because it's not, if it was stock data, then it'd be useful. And if we're real money, I would say it'd be even more useful. And we have that. For simulations though, I still think there's some use to this. Part of it as a profit center because like obviously this is just exploitative like garbage. But also part of it is like, one thing I told some hedge funds is if you had 1 million Robinhood accounts, wouldn't you say like the top 10 or 100 Robinhood traders are exquisitely good? And they're like, absolutely. I was like, would you even say that they were like, for example, if I was talking to 0.72, are they 0.72 quality traders? And they were like, yeah, why not? I mean, if you're by Sharpe ratio and drawdown and all that, like top 100 out of 1 million people, Robinhood's 40 million people, you gotta be fucking good, right? You might be a trading savant, but nobody knows about it. I know people like this. I know two guys like this, neither of which have ever really worked on Wall Street. One worked for me, in terms of Wall Street proper. No, none of them ever worked at like Citadel or whatever. And Citadel and all these firms, they're paying out the nose for people like that. They're desperately trying to find people like that. And when they do, it's a bidding war. It's 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. These guys, like some guy in Idaho who's like making 50% a year. Nobody knows who he is. And like, he's like, I'll be happy to, I'll do it for 10%, So there's some business there. I don't know what it is. It's kind of a weird business, but like funding those guys could be potentially interesting. And we've had some interest from funds who are like, yeah, send us those guys. But like the math doesn't work out great. It's like one guy was like a fairly big hedge fund. He was like $8 to $10 billion hedge fund. He was like, yeah, we can give you like a couple $100 million to give to your customers, and they would get paid some, fee of it. And with data, like we could take that data potentially and make wonders with it. Data is kind of pure quants. So we'd make money on the trades and go further. And we were going to give them psychological data too. So their mouse movements, the vol and delta, like derivative of their mouse movements before they place a trade, how many seconds they wait before they place a trade, how much research they've done. Like you can be like, oh, John Smith, whenever he takes less than 6.5 seconds, he loses money. Whatever trade he's doing right now, nullify it. All of those like tactics that we can run. Supposedly there was a well-known quant fund that ran an experiment where they did like pupilometry and all kinds of other like physiological signals for traders to see if they were like see if they were predictive or whatever. And then there's the famous case of Ping at 0.72 that he gave his traders estrogen and made them wear women's clothing. Craziest stories of Wall Street history. And they were like, it's working, fuck it, let's do it. Bro, what the fuck? He was like, women are better traders than men. Men are too emotional. I quit. Go fuck yourself. That was the talk of Wall Street for a while. But yeah, people will do anything, right? I mean, but it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to say, but I should get to bed. So,
yeah, a lot to think about in that search problem. That's interesting. interesting. I'm just thinking about the machine. What the machine would be
Yeah, I'll
that
get
does
some
that.
more data, and I have code. I mean, but the code I have is like a very skinny problem. I have a server, but it's a very very skinny problem that I'm going to try to generalize and make higher resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have code that it's really not much code either. Like the indexing and compression and all that, like that was a little bit. So it's like a library between that and like 2 or 3 other things, but in general, it's just you can do 10 or 20 of these prop funds, which is crazy. That's why they make you pay, because like I also analyze the traffic of some of these places. Get this, Nigeria is one of the top traffic senders to these sites.
Or just people chilling out in the Nigerian scammer cafe, like trading.
Yeah, they got a fake credit card and they pay the $90, and Stripe's worst enemy.
Make it out the hood with the trick.
Yeah, well, make it out of Nigeria. But yeah, I think this has replaced for some people the urge of like taking the $2,000 you have or don't have, as the case may be, throwing it in Robinhood and going YOLO on some call options. Like, I think that's still more dopamine, but there are people who like can't even afford that dopamine.
I mean, $200 a month to satiate your gambling addiction is like a fucking deal.
But the thing is, like, this is for the guy who's hit rock bottom. It's like I think yeah.
This is a methadone for
In
trading
essence,
addicts.
yeah, in essence that's exactly right. Yeah, I think I was telling one guy today who's going to a hedge fund, giving him advice. Like, I was like, basically, you're going to professional gambling, and like you really have to like treat it that way, because like hedge funds is like barely a real industry. Like, it's fake and stupid stuff. Like at the end of the day, like there's like 25 good investors in the world, and if you work for one of them, you can be paid well being their like literal like monkey. But if you're going to fool yourself into thinking you're one of those 25 big great investors or 100, whatever the number is, it's a very, people love going into the hedge fund industry and curse it on the way out, because it makes almost nobody real money. The bosses keep all the money. It's just a madhouse. People scream at you. The emotional stress can get to you. It's just not a great place to make a career. But
unless you're into that kind of thing.
The quants do better because they just do their programming job and they're fine. But even those guys get burnt out.
There was that one kid that came in here like months ago, and it's always like the most brain dead, annoying, like 16-year-olds that are like, I just got funded on my profit, and they're talking about like ICT and some like random crap they sell. And like the kid didn't know about like Sharpe ratio or any of that. And he was like, we're telling him like risk adjusted returns. Man, I just made $500 on the best in the world. That is the perfect demographic to just like suck money out of. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's beginners.
Yeah.
You need millions of beginners, ideally. And, it can work for sure. I mean, I just, it's not a sustainable, like
there's always going to be new people.
Could you be proud of that? Like, I'd rather, like, I wouldn't be proud of Robinhood, to be honest. I don't know how I'd sleep at night. Like, people are just getting soaked.
Even with the peopleometry stuff, you could integrate that somehow with like how in most brokers they have like a thing that locks your whole broker. Like if you're over trading or whatever, like you can go to the top left of interactive brokers and just like lock the application for a day. You could have like a peopleometry. Yeah. Like they have like a
what?
Yeah, or in IB they have like a lockout thing or whatever that sometimes people use. Like you could have like a peopleometry based lockout for trading. Like if you identify like, okay, this person's like repeatedly like in a downward spiral or something.
Yeah, I mean, yes. sleep at night if I was Robin Hood, other than flat 10 of on a pile of $15 billion. But like it's disgusting. Just like feeding the lambs to the slaughter. Like, come on, lambs. I'm democratizing finance for you. Come on. Please, join me. Oh, you can't buy a full share of Google? Tell you what, we're going to make half shares and quarter shares of Google. Don't worry. We're taking that money. Don't worry. That'll be ours soon. Buy a quarter share of Google. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Oh, good night.
Reading on the internet.
That was an interesting talk.